Hello.
Welcome to the Freitae Effect with When You're Bored as Hell.
Hey guys.
Yee.
Yes, so we are here with our special motherfucking guests, Sarah and Christian from When You're Bored as Hell.
When you're bored as hell?
So friends, would you like to introduce yourselves, your podcast, and whatnot?
Yeah.
Please?
Of course. Do you want to do it? Do you want me to?
I'm Sarah Hutchinson,
And I'm Christian Radz.
Hi.
and we are from When You're Bored as Hell. When You're Bored as Hell.
When you're bored as hell?
Podcast. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Christian both live in Dorchester, Mass.
Hey.
Before, the title has an apostrophe in it. A lot of people don't know that. It's like
your is the
spelling
when
of how,
you
like,
are.
like when you are bored as hell.
Aha.
But you
Because
are
we're
connected.
grammatically correct.
Good. I was thinking about that the other day, actually.
No,
be
for
smart.
sure. People are like, we can't find you. And then I was like, did you put an apostrophe in there? And they're like, no. And they're like, oh, there you are.
Well, you're
got you, I
spelling
got
it
you.
wrong.
Well, especially with your. Like, that's
Yeah.
the most common word.
Like your,
Yeah.
and
Like,
your.
fuck
And I know
up.
everyone who just heard that thought of all the three yours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we had to get it right. And then we couldn't be like, when you bored as hell, or like when you are bored as hell. Like, that seemed too, that's not how
That's
we
too
speak.
long.
Hey,
And it was too
It
long.
has to be quick, like When You're Bored as Hell.
Yeah.
Nice.
bored as hell.
So our podcast is called When You're Bored as Hell.
Cool.
Find us on there. Me and Christian work together. And we got together with the Freitae Effect because Azeb's the homie.
Hey.
And we're here with her brother Simon, and we're ready to fucking talk shit.
Blow it up.
Into it.
Incredible. So today's episode is going to be about Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Pretty much, what is Labor Day? Why do we celebrate it? Why do we have the day off? What do you do when you have the day off? And obviously on days off, people get bored because everything's closed, and you don't have Wi-Fi, and you might be stranded on an island, whatever.
Wherever you might be in the world.
I'm trying to be straight on the
You know,
island
you
right
never
now.
know. So we just want to give y'all some advice and just give you some perspective. So we're gonna slide right into the next segment, which is how the turns have tables.
Yes!
Led by Simone.
All right.
Is it time?
It is go time.
It's
baby.
fucking time.
It's time.
Let's do it.
Yee. So it's actually funny.
So much self-hype, I love it.
Well, because I completely, I didn't realize, like, the fucking episode, When You're Bored as Hell with the Freitae Effect, like this, how the turns have tabled is about a time when I was bored as fucking hell.
Hey.
So it
Ooh,
really,
the collab.
it
It
works.
works.
I didn't
It
even,
works.
damn, smart. So basically, this story is about a time when I was with my parents, and Azza, were you there? Mm-hmm. Okay. For some reason, we were on Broadway in Everett, and it's just like where I'm sitting in the car. They went in to go do something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I was like, okay, fuck it. I'll just sit here, and I will wait for y'all, and this will be quick. And then it was Labor Day. That's why I'm telling this story. So they go into wherever the fuck they were going. And then I'm just sitting there looking at this Bank of America sign that keeps saying, today is Labor Day. No, September 6th, 55
It was
degrees.
definitely like 85 degrees.
Okay, 85 degrees.
Well,
6:59 p.m. closed. And I was just like, I didn't have a phone because it was a point in our lives when our parents did not give us a cell phone, or maybe we broke them. I don't remember, but it was like
we can talk
one of
about
those
that.
3-year spans where we didn't have phones.
going there.
But anywho, sidetracked. So I'm just sitting there staring at the sign. And so I start reading it out loud because there was nothing to do. And it had been like 20 fucking minutes. And I was just like, I'm losing my fucking shit. And then I made a song out of it. So it was like, today is Labor Day, September 3rd, 45 degrees, 7:59 p.m. Closed. And I just kept saying that to myself to keep myself sane.
The reason why it was funny was because it was like me, you, and Dad in the car,
Mm-hmm.
and then like you just kept saying it because we were just all quiet watching you say it. And we were just like,
Wait,
what
that's
the fuck?
incredible.
Like,
So both of you were just
today?
staring at him and just being like, you do your thing.
Yeah,
Like, live it up.
How you singing it?
And now
I
it's
love
like
that.
any fucking Labor Day. It's
Every
always like,
single year.
today
Every single year.
is
It's
Labor
Labor
Day.
Like wake up and just be like,
First thing you
yeah,
say
it
when you
is.
get out of bed, today is.
Or
Labor
even
Day.
like if something's closed, we'll be like, close.
Wait, how old were you
I don't know, like 17?
last year?
Wasn't I? I was in high school.
What?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you were like 9.
No, we were like coming home from band or some shit.
You both have a
Forever.
10-year difference in this memory.
No, he's like forever 9 years old in my mind. People are
Always.
like, how old is Simon? I'm like, he's like 9.
Yep.
Like,
He comes around.
Even today.
Is he
Even
9?
right now.
Even right now, fucking 14 years later. Like,
We need to work on that.
yeah, right?
stuck in the past.
But I think we were at like You know how there was that Puerto Rican store that always had like
Mangoes,
and we'd
yeah.
always go there for like $3 because they were bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's why we were on Broadway.
Yeah, well, were they going in? Well, why were they stuck in there for so long on Labor Day?
Because it's Labor Day.
What kind of
There was
store?
probably a fat line because everyone needed to get to the store before it closed.
What
I
kind of
see
store
that.
was it?
Maybe.
It was like one of those bodega stores. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
I feel that.
yeah.
Mhm.
They got the hookup too.
Yeah.
Oh, they had
That's
mad
why I was
fucking
like
good
$3
mangoes.
mangoes. Fuck
I
yeah,
know.
let's go.
I bought
But
a
like it was
pepper
like
from it.
pre-chopped.
Like the slices, like they were.
I did.
Probably
I got pepper and
overpriced,
an
but
apple.
like still good. But yeah.
It was chilling.
It was chilling.
Wait, that's wonderful.
Yes.
I like that little story.
Yee.
I've done when we go on like road trips. My family used to go on a lot of road trips. We
Yeah.
didn't fly a lot.
Where'd you guys go?
Everywhere.
Ooh.
So like my mom has a sister who lives in North Carolina, so we did that. We went to like Virginia to visit my mom's friend. Like we went everywhere. One time we like flew to California and then did a road trip down the whole like West Coast.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're all
How
about
old were
driving.
you?
Wow.
In all different ages.
Ah.
But yeah, mostly when we were younger. But we still like to drive around. But what we would do is like hit up signs and try to go. Well, one game was like try to go through the alphabet. So we'd have to,
Oh yeah, we did
Oh, yeah.
that too.
Do that.
Yeah.
or also just like sing signs and be like mad obnoxious.
Yeah,
was
do you
great.
guys do that game that's like you have to like say like, oh, A, that's in that sign or whatever, and then like B or whatever.
Yeah.
what's that? Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
the alphabet game.
Right, like
Yeah,
you're like
that-
on
Yeah.
like people's like license plates or whatever and signs.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Isn't there another game that people play when they're like driving?
Does that have to do with
Well, the
license
alphabet game
plates,
is
or
like
just-
my name is the name or like my name is Aaron. Well, there's the camping game
Oh yeah,
where
the
you go
camping
through the
one,
alphabet,
like-
or like I'm going on a picnic and I'm bringing.
yeah.
The first thing I
Isn't
thought
it
of was
the
an
one-
apron.
You know,
Isn't there one that has like?
Cats.
And I
just
saw that and
fucking
I was like,
flinched
that
like
is
a
the wrong
motherfucker.
person to go to.
Isn't there one where you like find like A like for I don't know like the state on a license plate and then B for I don't fucking know.
maybe? There's a
That
lot
could
of
be, I'm
driving.
into
Oh
that.
no, because there's no B. Never mind. I lied.
Yeah.
What do you mean there's no B?
Like there's no state.
There's
Oh,
no
oh,
state
you
that
just
starts
look
with
for
the
the
letter B.
states.
Yeah, I just made that up. I don't know. If
No,
that's
there's
a-
cities.
Whoa. But there's no state.
Were you about to look it up?
I mean, not in. Yeah, there's
No,
no
yeah.
state.
go-
Wait.
Do you remember the state song? Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas,
That's what I-
California.
that's what I went through
Arkansas,
in my
California.
head.
There's no B's.
Oh.
That's what I did in
Which
my
is
head. yo.
What you all learn in
God.
like third grade.
That's the song I went through in my head just now, just
Yeah.
to think about that.
Wow.
I didn't learn that
Wow.
song.
No, we learned a
Yeah.
different
Did you guys
song.
go to public school?
Yeah.
Okay, we
Did
did
you
too.
not?
What?
Oh, I was like, I was like, what's going to do? You remember?
It's really sad
was
that
like, all right.
Alabama's the first state. there.
Alabama.
Wait, why?
Well,
I
now.
just hate Alabama.
Well, now. when the
Have you
song
been?
when the song came out, no, because
You
of all
have
the
a
like, yeah,
fuck-
all the like
Yeah, all the like abortion
abortion
shit.
laws that have come
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
sick fucking laws.
I've met a
where
lot
you
of
can,
like
have
nice
an
people
incest.
from Alabama.
No, but I'm saying when the song came out in like the 80s. I don't know.
Is it the 8?
We'll look that
Well,
up
I'm
later.
pretty sure
No, we're
the
not.
states
I just
probably
remember
haven't
singing it when I
changed.
was like 6.
Yeah, so I was like a while ago.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, they went in alphabetical order. Whatever.
literally
They
the
had no
same
control
song.
over that.
Yeah,
shit.
our song did not stay in order.
I'm
It was
learning
like
so much.
Tallahassee, Florida, Tallahassee, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, and then like
Columbia, South
Carolina.
We're about to really do
Yeah,
it.
I don't remember the rest. I was
What
not
were you
good at
trying
this
to
class.
learn?
The states and the capitals.
And the
States and
capitals.
And
like
the capitals.
Tallahassee.
Yeah, there was
is
a different
not
song for
a
the
state.
There was, no, but there was like 6 songs
No, there
with
was a
different
different song
rhythms.
for
And
each.
we were
Okay.
just
Well,
like,
I forget
"Are you
what-
fucking kidding me?"
Yeah, after
So you
get
learned
to,
all
like,
the
Richmond,
state
Virginia, I
capitals?
forget all
Yeah,
of
I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
learn them, but they tried to teach it to us. I honestly almost
I
failed
did.
history in 4th grade. Like, it was bad.
You don't remember history? We just looked at like a map and they were like,
Honestly,
Geography,
yeah, I
no
remember
weird
like
shit.
having to memorize like a bunch of countries
Uh-huh.
like in Europe.
Con-
or some
yeah.
shit, or,
Yeah, they
like,
really
I don't know.
tried, yo.
And just
They
like
really
and just like they give you a piece of paper and you just have to write them in.
I know.
I don't think I remember. There was never a song that had like the capitals though. That's
I mean, there
why
probably
today
was,
I'm
I
like,
just
what's the
didn't.
capital of the state? Because I don't fucking.
I literally only knew my state.
Did you
No
guys?
joke.
I mean, yeah. Are you from Mass?
No, I'm from New York.
Buffalo
Buffalo.
represent.
Oh, Buffalo folks are cool.
That's where I'm from.
Simon, do you know any Buffalo people?
Buffalo.
Buffalonians?
Nope.
Buffalonians.
That's what they're called.
Oh, was I correct?
Yeah.
Yay!
Wow.
I just
I'm a
make shit up,
Buffalonian.
honestly.
Do you know
No,
any
you were
Buffalo
right.
people? Like a
You are
Buffalo
correct.
and a person.
I identify as Buffalonian.
Like with fur.
I'm gonna go hang out with my fellow Buffalonians.
Well, do you remember, Azab, do you remember Mr. Flip Flop?
Yes.
Yeah, the story of Mr. Flip Flop. So,
That was Toronto though. That wasn't.
that was Buffalo. We were in the
Was it a
layover.
straight flip flop?
So it wasn't a
It
flip
happened in
flop.
Buffalo?
It wasn't. So
The story of Mr. Flip Flop.
He's a Buffalonian. You
Oh
didn't know.
man, oh man.
Buffalo, yes, the
All right.
Buffalonian Mr. Flip Flop. Basically, it was just like a stuffed husky, but like I kept throwing it in the air and like flipping it, so I called him.
Dramatic day.
Yeah, I called him Mr. Flip Flop. This was a very dramatic day. Yes, Azab is right. Because we're standing in line, and then the next thing I know, there was like a fucking ceiling kind of thing, like something sticking out of the wall.
Or something like
Okay.
Yeah, like
you know when you go to like put your bag in baggage claim and they just have like an extra like over top thing.
Yes.
Oh, yep.
That's, like,
yeah.
on top of them. So he's like throwing the fucking dog. That's like this like.
Oh, against it?
No, I'm just throwing it as high as
Oh.
possible,
He just
so then
throws
it gets
because
stuck
he's
up
bored.
there. And then
Yeah.
I'm just screaming in the middle of the airport like,
No.
Mr. Flip Flop! And I'm
But
like
that wasn't
crying.
the reason why it was dramatic. It only got more dramatic after that because then this loud ass noise that sounded like a gunshot went off. We were all
Wait,
like,
that's not good in
no,
an
this shit was
airport.
in the air. Yeah, right. And this is post 9/11. Well, everything we experienced is post 9/11.
Yeah.
Um,
I would run home.
I would run
I
out.
would run home.
yeah, so like
I don't
we
have to
heard
get
this
to my
like
place.
gunshot noise, right? And then like we look around and it was like this lady's wheelchair tire just popped.
Stop it.
Everybody was freaking out. Like,
That's
everyone
so
was, like,
anticlimactic. Not like I want anything terrible to happen, but when you turn around, it's just like a lady in a wheelchair, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh
we
man.
were like, are you serious? Like that's it.
Come on.
She really had everyone on alert. Right?
Yeah.
When you said Mr.
Well, I
Flip
straight
Flop
up
Man, I thought you meant like some dude.
I thought
wearing flip flops, and you were like Mr. Flip Flop Man.
no. And in my mind, I thought you
Song or
put
some
like
shit.
googly eyes and something like on a flip flop, and I was like, is that your toy? And I was like, we gotta.
That would be fucking.
Or a
I wouldn't put it
stuffed
past
animal.
Lil
Oh,
Simon.
respect it, but all right. Oh, that's incredible.
That was great.
Where were you guys going on the trip? Why were you going
coming
through
back
Buffalo?
Well, we were coming back from
We were just
Niagara
visiting
Falls,
our-
right?
Yeah, we were going.
Oh,
to Niagara
shit.
Falls.
Oh, that makes
Yeah.
sense then.
And we
That
were
makes
just visiting
sense.
our cousins.
Do they live there?
I still live
Oh
in
yeah,
Niagara.
we have family everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
guys really do. Though.
Yeah. I haven't been to Buffalo in so long.
When we talk about Cali, you're
It's a
like,
good place to be.
Tenniscan and I don't know everybody else's names. He's the only one I remember.
People.
Good peeps.
Good people.
Yeah.
we were talking about Cali. You were like, I got family here. We can stay here, and I got family here. I can stay. Oh, and
yeah.
over here. I was like, oh shit.
Wait, but that's mad nice. That's so nice.
We don't stay in one place. That's just how it is.
No, I like
That's
that
alright.
because then you can
spread
travel
out
and
too.
like go visit them. And
Yeah, and it gives you
Yeah.
a reason to like go places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
who the fuck wants to be in Boston?
Literally. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, feel the shade. Feel the shade, all you Bostonians.
Shady.
Saying it like I'm not one.
I know it's like where we live.
We're Bostonians. Fuck Bostonians.
Isn't that a Boston thing though?
What?
Other
What,
than our
being
sports
angry?
No,
product,
some
that's all
people
we
really
have.
fuck with Boston, and they're like,
There
yo,
are people
I
like
love this
on
shit.
fire for this city.
I know, and I'm like, yo, that's just you.
Yeah, you're like, all right.
Then literally it's just you.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, but when I first moved here, I wasn't about it.
No, fuck no.
But I learned to love
I think
it.
I grew to like
You've
dislike
grown.
it.
Yeah.
I grew to dislike it.
I
No.
saw like
Yeah,
the
I used to
deal,
have a
like-
lot of
No, I
pride. honestly,
understand
not gonna
that.
lie.
But then I tried to open up because I was always in the suburbs. So I was like, we're at the city, so let me be positive. And then as time went on, shit got worse. It was like, all right.
Yeah, you're like.
But like
Not
also,
really.
honestly, Sarah and I went to eat in the suburbs last week, 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, we ate in like the Ashmont area.
In
Yeah,
So it's still the
Ashmont.
city, but like
Ashmont's not the burbs.
I mean, it's not
I
the
was gonna
city,
say,
It technically
whatever.
is still the
it
city.
feels more burby.
But
I
it
feel
feels
you. I
more,
feel you.
yeah.
I know what you mean.
But I was like walking around, and I was like,
'Cause you're not
I
downtown.
could live here.
We
And I was like, oh shit.
yeah.
Like I could like, yeah, I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we liked it. It was cool. It was nice to get out of the city and go like.
Because whenever
south,
we're
'cause
thinking,
we
we're
always
like,
go
yeah.
like north to go into the city to eat, but like we
But to get away
changed
from it
up.
was
yeah,
nice.
it was nice.
Like,
Wait,
real
where'd you go?
solid. Maglia's members.
It was starting
It's a nice Italian restaurant.
a nice Italian restaurant called Gianzini.
Sounds real.
It begins with an M. Whatever.
I'm gonna find
it's
out
beautiful.
right now, guys. It's fine.
It's by a gym, and
It's right by the McDonald's and Lucy's.
yeah, it's right by Lucy's Tavern.
Not.
I'm gonna
not
find
Lucy's
out.
Cafe.
We should go.
No,
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 it's
Lucy.
Not that
We
one.
tried.
We tried.
Anyway, it was wonderful.
Awesome.
Even though we don't remember the name.
We'll find it after and we'll let people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it was wonderful.
But do
I
you know?
enjoyed
Do you-
it.
Do you have it on your phone? I feel like you do.
I'm trying real hard.
No, it's okay if you
I
don't.
was like, that's gonna be a process and a half.
Speaking of wonderful things, should we get on to our wonderful topic?
Yes, we can go back to the topic.
Or-
Content.
Tap it.
So Sarah, would you like to lead us into what Labor Day actually is?
Ooh, I would love to.
Muchas gracias.
So, when we first like picked the topic of Labor Day, I was like, cool, like another one of those Mondays that we have off that I don't fucking know why we have it off, but we have it off, and it's like you hit up your homies and you're like, let's go hang
Yeah.
out. I don't know why.
And
we
quite
have
honestly,
it off.
when you were like, "Hey, we're going to talk about Labor Day," I was like, "All right, kind of the same thing." And then we started researching, and we're like, "Okay, that's actually kind of cool."
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but you were like Labor Day, and I was like, "What?" Then I was like, "Actually, into it, very into it."
So Labor Day is the first Monday in September. So it's basically, I read a lot of articles, but like to make it a little more simple, it's basically a holiday that has like the working class American just kind of like having the day off because they work so hard, and this country's known for just like people working way too hard and like just
Capitalism.
just like
Yep.
working to like make a living, not even to like just enjoy life, just to make a living and like pay rent and like fucking pay bills and shit. So that's basically what Labor Day is. Kind of gives you a little break from everything. That's kind of why a lot of places are closed that day. Because I think other Monday holidays, like shit is open and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's just Labor Day where like shit's closed because they want to give people a break and go chill and don't think about work.
Which-
Go to the
Kinda
beach or
cool,
some shit.
honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is so funny, but then people still get pissed that things are closed, and you're like, everyone gets one day. Like, let everyone have one day off.
Do you
Like-
ever think of like how people work on Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
That shit drives me
And
crazy.
Christmas, yo.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm dead.
Yeah.
all the big holidays, which like,
Respect to those people, like
Yeah.
people at
Facts.
airports and shit who have to like,
yeah,
For real.
yeah,
'Cause that sucks, man.
Yep.
yo, respect though, because
I mean, I see it as like, it's not a good thing, but it's something to do if you don't really have much of like a family or support system that's close and around
yeah.
you.
Like the
also-
people who pick up
Yep.
those shifts are the people that are like, I don't really care that I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Better than like being alone or doing like not having anything to do.
yeah, if
Yeah,
you
like
don't have,
having
like,
distraction.
family that are close to you,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
you can't get to them. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, apparently in California they don't have Labor Day, so I think Labor Day is actually like a statewide holiday. So only like how like sometimes only like certain states recognize specific holidays for some
Yeah.
reason. So like Massachusetts, at least for what we know.
I think it's also New England too, like
yeah,
Vermont, Maine,
New York.
yeah,
Yep.
New York, yeah.
East
But
Coast?
even like
Is it just an East
Pennsylvania, I think.
Buffalonians.
Buffalo. Just the Buffalo.
They made this holiday.
They made this.
Chris, you don't act like you don't know what Labor Day is. You made this shit up.
From the land of Labor Day.
No, but I was reading articles and it said New Englanders. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is where it started like Spanish. It just didn't get to California.
Well, no,
That's
actually,
why we
so
should
like
move
in
there.
California, they have a different version of Labor Day. So it's called Cesar Chavez Day. And I think senior Chavez.
Senior Chavez.
Senior citizens day.
Chavez.
Sorry. Continue.
He like was somebody who like fought for like labor rights and like labor like union organizing and shit.
Okay.
So like they take that day to like commemorate him in Cali. So that's
Oh,
like basically
solid.
the West Coast.
I kind of fuck with that.
But yeah, that's
I'd
like
rather
their
celebrate
version.
that.
I think theirs is in February though, which like for
But
us,
it's like nice over there, so it's like if we had a Monday off in February, we'd be like, cool, we're inside anyway because it's snowing and shit.
Yeah.
it could be on like a Wednesday
all
though.
cozy.
You know
Oh,
what I
you
mean?
true. It doesn't
Like, you know how,
like-
right. That's a good
Well,
point.
Yeah.
So my question is like, is Martin Luther King Day always on a Monday?
No, it's just.
No,
Wait,
I think
no, it's
Oh
all-
no, it's always on a Monday, but it's not always on the same date.
Okay, so it's one of
Right?
those like.
I thought it was the opposite. I
Wait,
thought it
no,
was always
maybe
on the
I'm
same
wrong.
date, and it
Because
wasn't always
my
on the
birthday
same
Yeah,
is
I
day.
right
thought it
near
was-
Martin Luther King Day, and I was like,
Okay.
word, I always have it off, but I don't always have it off because it doesn't always fall on a fucking Monday.
See, because like I have
Right?
Veterans Day
I
right
don't
by
know.
my birthday, and it's always the 11th of November. But
Excuse
it's always
me?
like,
Are you a Scorpio?
yes, are you?
Wow.
Holy shit!
Y'all on your
Are you
shit.
shaking my hand like nice to meet you?
Are we getting into astrology?
No, we're
y'all?
not
We
doing
did
it.
I
that.
have no idea. Oh,
We can't do it.
yeah. But yeah, wait, when's your birthday?
November 4th.
What?
November 4th.
Oh, I'm November 10th.
Oh my god.
Ha.
Friends for
All right,
life.
so we're celebrating
Birthday.
all together.
Yes, birth.
Into that. Yeah, but that
we,
landed on the same day or the same date, but not the same day.
Okay.
But for
Yeah, the same
MLK
date,
Day, I don't
but
know.
not the same day.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Cool.
Cool.
Oh my God, Martin
glad we
Luther
got
King
that.
Day is not always the same.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, because
not.
it's always
Wait,
on a
for,
Monday,
like-
right?
Yeah.
It's always
Everything?
on Monday, is that what
Oh,
you
I'm
mean?
so fucked up. Like, I really thought it was his birthday or something. Like,
Oh no.
oh no.
No.
Yeah.
It's to commemorate him.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
and I
thought
think
it
they
was
just
like
picked a day.
I'm dead.
I mean, they didn't. I mean, it probably has some significance. It's not his birthday though.
I can't believe I never realized this. Oh, I'm
It's
fucking
real.
stupid.
No, you're not stupid. A lot of
no.
people honestly
Well,
are thinking the
sometimes these
same
are
thing.
just things
Probably.
you find out later on. You're like, why the fuck did I never know that
Right.
shit?
We
True,
never
I
question
mean-
these holidays, honestly.
Yeah.
Also,
it's
like,
just-
I'm
We're just like,
usually
damn.
not in school. Well, I haven't been over the last 4 years, so I haven't really paid
Yeah.
attention to that day because I
That's
haven't
true,
gotten it
'cause
off.
You would if you
It
were in
doesn't do it.
school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Like you really only notice that shit when you're in college or in high school,
And it affects you.
or you have like a job that's like,
Not even college.
That,
Wait,
like,
did I
takes
get it
up-
off for grad school? No.
Well, if you have like the time off between winter
I don't know.
break,
I was there and I
then
have no idea.
like winter break, it'll like fall in between,
That's true.
True.
like depending on when your school starts. Mine would always like UNH always started mad fucking late, so we would be like the end of January.
Dude,
So no
same.
matter what
UMass
Oh, for
Boston
second semester you're talking about?
started
Yeah.
mad late.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I feel like I was half, like second week in January, maybe.
But you know what?
Cool.
Like I always like noticed was that like so I used to like I went to private school for like some of my life. And school would always start like after Labor Day for private school, but then public school would always start like the last week of August, at least in Mass.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I always started school in like September 8th or something.
Really?
For college?
Really?
No, for high school.
Oh shit.
So we always started after like Labor Day was
Yeah,
when
no, it wasn't like that.
everyone got like their last little like vacation, or when like families would do shit because it was the last time before like everyone went back to their like normal schedule.
Right.
quote, unquote.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
But
I
then
know-
like even for like jobs and stuff, like with like reviews, like for me I got hired the day after Labor Day. So I always remember my review is the day after Labor Day.
Oh,
Oh
You know?
shit. Okay.
Which is just because of like hiring season is usually around that time.
Yep.
Because people are like usually trying to recruit in the summer,
Yeah.
so they're like,
Mhm.
okay, we'll start in the fall,
Yep.
right?
so you got hired in the summer, but like your start date wasn't until September.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
that's when like the work actually started. You know what I mean? Like when
Okay.
things
Oh,
would
okay.
accumulate, and like it would make more sense to hire me, so then I could train and learn things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense because you're going to be into more like.
So not
tasks
everyone
and
is in, like,
projects and
transition?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Into that.
Should we continue on?
But yes, please come back to it.
Yes.
Sorry,
Labor Day?
tangents.
No. I'm just like content. We gotta get it out there. Gotta get it out there. So basically, like, since fucking like the 1800s, or I don't fucking know, like a while ago,
No, you're right.
Yeah.
the summer season was basically like pinned on between Memorial Day and Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
So like city people, they would like get out of all their winter clothes that were typically like darker clothing because I don't know, kept you warm and shit.
yeah.
And they get into like lighter colored clothing, white clothing,
Yep.
to stay cool in the hotter months. But the fuck, I just lost my train of thought. But like back then, people weren't wearing like tank tops and shorts and shit like that, because like they wanted to be more like proper and like no matter what like class you're from, people just kind of didn't want to
Yeah.
be
Yep.
like
It was
risque
like
with their
back when like
clothes
more
and
women
shit.
would wear
conservative.
pants
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
could
more
only wear
conservative.
skirts and like corsets and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yep. So like white, if you had to wear a whole outfit, would just keep you the coolest.
That makes sense.
But
I'm
also,
into
like
that.
you said, it has some elitist shit to it. Like,
hell yeah.
like the higher class would distinguish themselves from the mid to lower class by wearing white.
Because they could afford to.
Yeah, they can wear shit
And
that
if it's
like
all,
get
like, white
stains on it, and they
linen-
can
Yeah.
buy more shit.
Yeah.
Or they sweat through it and they can buy more
Yeah. As
shit.
soon as you said that, I was like, oh, wasp.
And they'll go on like their vacations on their yachts and shit, wearing all white.
But did they
And,
have
like,
yachts in the 1800s?
I don't fucking know.
No.
in our version.
Their beach
They went in
homes.
the water.
They went to their beach homes.
It's like golf and
dinghies.
shit.
They went like-
Golf and shit.
We're just
Croquet.
like, we're not rich, so we're sitting here like, what do rich people do?
Play golf and croquet.
Honestly, we played croquet
We suck
growing
at
up,
croquet.
but we suck at
We had
it.
like a
Croquet,
croquet.
croquet was low key fun though.
Yeah.
Like no
I
bullshit.
just like hitting a hard ass ball and just be like, wow. Like,
And those little like, yeah.
It's like
I feel
drunk
that.
activities you do with a cigar in your mouth.
Oh, cigar. Like, that is definitely some bougie shit.
That
Yes.
is bougie.
I'm not into it.
Are
though,
you
'cause it
secretly
does
bougie?
nothing.
With some
I'm high key.
with some
openly
vodka on the
bougie.
rocks.
I
Just
identify
fucking.
as bougie.
That's beautiful. You're like,
No, but
I would
after-
definitely be wearing a lot of white.
I'm wearing white right now. Fuck.
See? Damn.
Oh. Honestly,
Found
fuck
it.
that rule. Like,
I'm not gonna stop.
it's still hot.
but
It's still
also,
hot after
that's
the first
exactly
Monday
what I
of
was just gonna
September.
say.
So you can wear.
It's
whatever
hot
the
until
fuck
like
you want.
middle of October.
Yeah.
No facts.
But then when like these rich people would come back from their like elegant and like extravagant vacations, they would come back and like put on all their winter clothing and shit and just fucking go back to their.
And also, like, wear what you want to
Regular.
wear. Like, then until Memorial Day rolls around, you can't wear white.
Right.
It's a long ass
You know
time
how
to
many
not wear
months that
clothes.
is? Yeah.
Right?
Also,
You
how
only have so many clothes in your wardrobe.
how
also, yeah.
crucial is it to be like, you know, those like that fucking clown who just comes up to you and goes, "Don't wear it, don't wear white." I'm like, what
Oh,
do you?
yeah.
What's gonna happen?
Or like at a
And I'm like,
wedding.
is it
They're
bad
like,
luck?
What do you?
And you're like, turn
I
around,
see
sir.
you wearing white.
I don't know you.
You know what that
Go
just
away.
reminded me of though? Of like how clothes used to be made, especially way back in the 1800s. Like people used to actually like have people who would like make their clothes for them.
Yeah.
So like obviously rich people probably like owned, I don't even want to say a slave, but like owned like somebody who would like make their clothes for them and like even purchasing
Or at least could
fabric
purchase
and,
like a seamstress
right?
or
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Or
or
everyone else had like mad itchy clothes or
purchase
like
or hire,
burlap.
whatever.
Wow.
Burlap. What the fuck is that?
It's like a burlap. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sack.
Burlap sack.
What is a
we'd be
burlap
wearing.
sack?
It's like a.
It's like
It's the thing that
do you
holds
remember the
potatoes.
things where you would
Oh,
yeah the potato sack
Yeah.
where you would
Do you
do like
wear
the
it?
races.
Some people would
When you
wear it
were
if you're like wicked
kids?
poor.
Okay.
Potato sack.
Like if
Oh,
you couldn't
shit.
afford
Like
anything
not-
else and you
okay.
found it like in the trash or if you were holding potatoes.
Oh, I feel that now.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they would like cut a hole into it. This is completely maybe made up. I mean,
Wow.
that's how they
No, I
were.
feel
Burlap
like
sack.
it's-
No, I think you're right.
TV.
Yeah, it was like this could have been
My
just.
experiences are coming from Charlie Brown.
Burlap sack count sounds kind of fresh. Like, yo, I
Burlap
just bought this
sack.
burlap
Yo,
sack.
I'm wearing this burlap
Honestly,
sack.
it just sounds cool.
Yeah, it does. Like, I want to wear a burlap sack.
You want to get in
now.
on this burlap?
Well,
I want to get inside my.
Yeah, go ahead,
You want to get inside my burlap?
Jesus.
This is getting
Slide
real
into
weird.
Y'all reminded me of
Slide
something
into
though. This is kind of a
That
tangent.
time I
but
wore a burlap sack.
There's no burlap sack yet.
Yo,
But y'all know the I don't know, like the stereotype of like when you go on vacation and like it's like a tropical resort and there's a bunch of black people wearing white clothing. Like, do you know that like
Yeah.
that stereotype?
Yeah.
Kind of reminds
think
me
so.
of like this with you know, kind of showing the form of like elitist, like you know, it's like showing like they are like a higher class, like
Yeah.
they're light, they're
No,
like
I understand
you know,
that.
exactly, like just being like they're happy and they're here, so you can be happy and spend all your
Oh,
money like
that's
them.
interesting.
that's
Yeah.
a thing though. Like
Yep.
I've definitely seen a lot of things over the summer of like people being like, "Oh, white party,"
I was just gonna mention that as
Oh,
something like an
yeah.
all-white party kind of thing.
but like, unless it's like
That's gonna get a
KKK.
different,
But, like-
different episode that we'll be recording.
I just realized where you.
Oh wow, that really took us a second.
but you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
We're
Yeah, I got
have
you.
2 water fountains. No, I'll stop.
Oh yeah. But wait, where was that stemming from? Where did you like?
Just talking about.
But also, those always look fresh.
No,
when you see all
for
the
real.
pictures, and I was like, where did they all get those white clothes?
Because honestly,
crisp
like
and
everybody
clean,
looks
like-
really
I
good
know.
in real.
And I'm like, how do no one have stains? How does not anyone have stains?
Or exactly, like when people wear all white, you're just like, bro, be careful. Mm-hmm. You know?
I have
Yeah, you
3
can't be
white
drinking
shirts,
wine on
and
that
all of
damn-
them have a stain on them.
Yep.
And I don't know what to do with them now.
Yeah, I got white pants that have like 1 pen mark, and I want to die. Like it's just.
Oh,
like,
see, that's the worst. Because
Pen
then you
never
look at
comes
it
out
and you're like,
either. Pen does not come out.
Yep. And I'm like, oh, it's a crease, and I'm like, it's not a fucking crease.
You always bend your leg back.
Just like keep my hand
no one
glued to my
notices?
thigh.
always keep your hand on your thigh and be like, it's nothing.
It's a wrinkle.
It's a wrinkle.
So anyway, I think every time I wear white, I definitely get some shit. I'm more prone to get like.
Me too.
food
That's
or
why I always
drink
wear
on
dark
me.
clothes.
Yes.
I don't trust myself.
No.
It's really just that.
Like I just.
But do you ever think of like
clumsy as
clothes?
fuck.
What are like clothes? You know when you're like really sweaty, and there
Yeah.
are like certain clothes that just like accent your sweat and
Yeah.
Oh my
make it
God.
so much worse. Like navy blue, I feel like does not.
Gray?
Like
Holy
figuring
shit,
Gray is
gray.
like
all
fucking
navy blue
worse.
right now, and it's 90 degrees.
Gray is like pit stain central.
Yeah, everything shows through gray. There's no hiding.
Gray pants, you'll get sweat on it. gray
shirts.
top.
Oh yeah.
Just shows all the back fat because it's all like
It
bunched
gets when
in.
you're like,
You're
it's like
"Oh,
a
this is
butt.
great."
If you have the gray pants, it's like the.
But then you
butt
can't wear
crack
black
thing.
because then you're just sweating so much. So you have to wear light clothes, but light clothes don't help.
See, this is what the
Guys,
elite were thinking about. They
summertime.
were like, white clothes.
That's why I think
But
we
white
can
clothes
wear.
still, like, if you sweat, unless you wear an undershirt. So you have to wear an undershirt for the actual, yeah.
Yep.
Undershirts save my life at work because like if I forget to wear an undershirt, it shows through like the fucking buttons, and I'm just like, this fucking sucks. Like,
Yo,
I
And you're like, everyone can see.
and then it's like all an illusion. Like we got one layer of giant sweaty mess under here, but it's fine. It's
all an illusion.
Okay, so like, did y'all know it was gonna rain today?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay,
the
so
shit
I
out
didn't
of
know,
me.
and clearly I'm wearing a white top that's like sheer.
Wait, did you get
right?
stuck in the rain?
Oh.
Honey, that shit was
No.
bad.
Oh,
listen.
That was literally like a hurricane.
Oh,
Hey.
you're telling me? Listen. So I was like, word, I'm going to this meeting. I'm just gonna like go to Starbucks real quick and just like prepare. So I was like,
no.
word, I'm gonna go chill in Starbucks. And I'm like reading all my shit. I'm like, word, I'm gonna do great in this meeting. Great. And then I just see it go like, and I was like,
No.
and I was like, dude, the place where I have to go is right across the street, but it was like the longest crossing the street of my life.
Was
and
this
I only had,
Harvard
like,
again? Were
5
you in Harvard
minutes.
again?
No, I was in like
Oh,
Newbury
okay.
Street.
Oh,
So
okay.
like, it was like I had like 5 minutes to get from like Starbucks to across the street, and you know cars suck, and it's Newbury
Yes.
Street. So
They
I was
will
like,
not let you go.
"Ugh." So I'm standing in the rain, and then I get to across the street, and I go upstairs, and like the person I was meeting was just like, LOL, and I was like. So I'm sitting in this meeting and everyone is seeing everything. Like it's super see-through.
Was everyone else dry?
Everybody else is dry.
Oh.
Oh, no.
And like I know they're all trying to not look at my like chest because like that's where you can see everything because obviously rain hits you from the top down.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm
Yep.
sitting there like trying to dry off and just act like I'm not super wet right now and y'all can all see my bra. And so I was
You're
just
like, this is fine. This is fine.
yeah, I'm like this is fine. Like the dog that's in the fire with the smile. Yeah,
Oh, that's how I live my life.
that's me.
I'm like, I'm good. I'm good.
It's fine.
The dog in the fire with all the smiles.
It's kind of cool that they were like. He was so content, like.
Incredible. Drinking his coffee.
He has a hat on.
He's the cutest little hat in his little like love seat chair, like just
love
chilling.
seat.
The loaf seat.
The love seat.
Oh, bless.
But-
Why is it called the love seat?
Because
Oh,
two people
because-
can fit on it
When they're in love.
when they're in love. And they
The
make
Otherwise
love
it's
seat was
weird.
the one seat.
No, it's like a 1.5
Oh, it's the
seater.
two- oh, okay.
So you like it's
It's
not
the
as
one
big
and
as
a
like
half
a.
seater, so you can be closer to
Yeah.
each
So
other.
you
Oh,
gotta,
so you
like-
can cuddle.
gotta
That's some
snug.
love.
Yeah. But is there anything else left to say about this topic with wearing white and whatnot?
Why we can't wear white?
Well, that's probably the same things that you already said. I just added the article in there.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Like, honestly, when it comes down to it, fuck that law. Who cares? It's not a law.
It's not even
Fuck
a
that
law.
rule.
It's just a social.
Well, I think it's like
construct.
yeah, and I think it's changed
Why'd
how
I say
like people
law?
view Labor Day now.
If that was a law.
But it makes
Fucking love.
Jeopardy. Ding, ding,
if
ding.
you were right.
If I would move out of Mass, even if I had $0 in my bank account, if that was a law, I'm leaving.
Run home.
Bye. I'm running home.
There
Bye.
are so many
Bye.
weird like state laws that nobody knows about that are like Puritan laws or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't know any of them off the top of my head.
Oh, I was like, do you know? Something?
No, I used to, but like not anymore.
Well, you know, it's like how like Rite Aid doesn't sell alcohol on Thanksgiving, but it's open. Like you
Really?
know,
That's a Puritan ass
Wait.
we
law.
tried to
What?
buy. Yeah,
Oh,
Azab and I tried to get
Okay,
alcohol
also, just
on Thanksgiving.
Massachusetts drinking laws in general.
Yeah, wow, fantastic.
That was just me clearing my
They're
throat. That's not me.
Mass
Like,
I thought we were going out like,
yeah,
yeah,
like Massachusetts.
Talk it down as my Massachusetts.
I know. I was like, just have something like that. Continue.
But yeah, that's one that I can think of.
Oh, okay. There was
Right.
one that was like you can't walk your cows in Boston Common or something. On a Wednesday. Who knows?
On a Wednesday.
Some bullshit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if you were in Boston Common and saw a dude with his cow and he got arrested because he was walking his cow?
I'd wonder where the cows are going.
If the police actually,
Like,
Literally. Yeah.
yeah.
Get in the
Like showing
car.
the dog.
Oh. Bitch, I'm a cow. Anyway.
I'm a cow, bitch. I'm a cow. I'm not a cat. I not see meow. You don't know that song?
That music video. I didn't think it was real
I'm a
when.
cat.
Yeah.
The way she twerks in that video is my entire life.
Shout
I'm
out to
telling you.
Doja Cat. I hope one day she listens to this episode.
Doja Cat, you're the
God.
shit.
So funny.
I had to tell mad people about that song because I
Just
would just
at
be like,
her.
"Bitch, I'm a cow," and they'd be like, "Excuse me."
I didn't think it was a real song. I was like,
Sarah, you
who is
wanted
this
to
woman?
smoke today.
I don't say say man.
Bitch, I'm a cow. Sarah.
You're at like
I go,
work.
"Moo."
They're like,
You do that report, moo. Like,
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Bitch, I'm a cow.
bitch.
You serious?
So we're gonna get into our third segment.
Ooh.
And just talk about kind of like what do you do when you're bored as hell on a day off. So like something we have in here is like what you do as a kid versus an adult when you're bored.
Okay.
Do you guys have any like reflections you'd like to share about that?
I have a when I read this earlier, something came up that like when you're an adult, you tend to go on the internet, you do things with technology, you know, like things like that. Like you have a car, you can drive somewhere on your day off. But when you're a kid, like there was no phones, like there was no
Right.
like iPads, iPhones, shit like that. So you went outside and you played with your friends up the street, or like you drew, or like, you know, you go to the beach with your parents and just like enjoy nature and shit. Like I feel like when you were a kid, it's so much different than now, because like I feel like humans who are kids now, when they're older, they can be like, oh, I did the same shit, like iPads. Like I was on my iPad the whole time.
Honestly, I kind of feel like I remember seeing like Rugrats, for example. Like,
Yeah.
you know how Angelica's mom was always on the phone taking business calls and like
Yes.
go on vacation
Yeah.
or whatever.
Okay,
And
yeah.
like, you know, like there's always like these memes that are like, oh, kids will never like understand this, and it's like pictures of like a bunch of bikes that are on top of each other in front of somebody's house, because you have to actually go to someone's house and knock on their door to see if somebody's home.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like naturally, even as you just grow into adulthood, and because like all of us are kind of, you know, figuring out adulthood, like there's that whole transition of like, okay, do I let work take over my bored time, or do I like try to do something that has nothing to do with actually being productive, that's like towards just like
Yeah.
being stressed out work?
Yep.
Or like
You
how
know?
you define like what productive is.
Yeah, exactly. Because you could be productive when you're bored, or you could just fucking chill.
Yeah, and either is fine.
Yeah.
But like to go off Sarah's point, like I think we were a lot more creative when we were younger.
Yeah.
Where now if I'm bored, I'm just like, what's on like Netflix, or I'm just gonna like chill and stuff, and like that is never an option.
Which every now and then is like, if you just need a
It's
day
chill,
to like
yeah.
unwind, not think about doing anything,
Yeah.
is so important. But like obviously if it's like repetitive, it's like, all right, you need to like go to the gym and like
I gotta do
you need to go outside and like you have
like,
no food in your fridge.
Do you think that's like an American thing, or because I feel like in Europe, like where they
I think
have,
it's definitely
like,
an American
yeah,
thing, because
yeah.
like when I went to Italy a few years ago, there was no fucking fat people. Like you go and like you like use transportation and shit, no one's on their phone, like barely. Now when you go on the train, like you look down the subway.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Always.
literally, if like you're not looking up, you're on your phone.
Yep.
Literally. No, I rarely ever see someone reading a book, which I wish I did see more of.
Honestly, I see a lot of people reading books.
Well, like if you have a Kindle and shit, like you're reading on your phone, like that's cool too.
True.
But it's just, I don't know.
I think it also depends on what line you're on. Like if you're on the red line, you're going to Cambridge, everyone's reading a fucking book,
Well, they're all students, like cramming.
That's true.
For something.
or just like nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also like, you know, you could be going to Dorchester and reading a book. Hashtag
You
me.
can go anywhere and read a book.
That's true.
This back.
You can always read a book.
Read a book.
Read books.
Yeah.
Read books.
Tangible paper
Read
and
Read books. Real books.
That was like some reading rainbow shit. Read a book.
Between
Do you guys remember reading Rainbow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wild.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
Simon.
What a
That was like the
blessing.
highlight
Huh?
of my
Were you
day
there
at
for
school.
that?
I'm sorry?
Reading Rainbow. Reading Rainbow.
I feel like I was there, but mentally
not.
I was not.
like 2 years can just like throw you off. You know what I mean?
That's fucking
Yeah.
perfect.
Like we all are like 90s kids, but it's also like,
What does that
really mean?
Yeah.
because there are 90s kids who don't know who Avril Lavigne is, and I'm like, get the fuck out of my house
Oh,
right
they're
now.
clowns.
What? Who are you?
I feel like I was there
I
when,
mean, I
we,
don't
when we were talking about this.
Because after I
It
found
fucked
out,
me
they
up,
don't know who
right?
she is.
Yeah.
It's like, bye.
My teenage pain. Like,
Huh?
I was just saying, like, I think I was there for that. Like, when.
Because it was Zoe
Oh
specifically.
my god, it was fucking Zoe!
Perfect.
Ah, God. and
Zoe,
we're
you got
best
the hate
friends.
coming your way.
Okay, it's
We
fine.
mentioned her in like
Zoe
every
got
episode.
beef.
It's fine. We gotta talk, but we'll get there.
But yeah, no, but that's real.
No, but I like feel that like when I was younger, we lived in a neighborhood with a lot of kids. So we were basically forced to go outside, and we didn't have a gaming system. My mom wouldn't allow us to have a gaming system growing
Okay.
up. So we
I
would
respect that.
always go.
Yep.
My mom's a school psychologist. She
She knows what's up.
She knows what's up. So we would go out, and then I remember during the summer, my dad would stand on the front porch and whistle when we had to come back.
Oh, that's cute.
It was real old fashioned, even though like.
Did
I
you
remember
ever
when like the street lights would turn
That's
on?
what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
my
when
first
you're
grade
like,
teacher
alright,
was
I
like,
gotta go.
"What time do the street light turn on?" And then like the next day, all of us were like 5:30.
Like immediately.
I think you never actually know when it turns off.
Yeah, you just look and
you
you're just
see
like,
it turn
shit.
off, and you're like,
But when
I
that
gotta
happens, you
go
like
home.
book it.
No,
home.
facts. Because I always remember like before I had a phone, my mom was like, "Before it gets dark, you have to be home," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and then like we got a phone for like emergencies, and it was like one of those like indestructible phones
Yeah.
that was just like with buttons. You
Yep.
could like
You
throw it
break
down the
so
stairs,
mom
it would
can't
never
call,
fucking
she's
break.
still calling you.
No, like literally. Oh my god, I've had so many of those phones where I've just
Yeah.
like actually thrown them against the wall and like
Oh,
never destroyed.
yes.
You can't call
But then like
anyone,
what
she can call you.
what childhood games did you all play?
Everything.
Different.
Well, we had our dad used to be like a gamer too.
Yeah.
So we used to have like the joystick, and we played like all the fun '80s games with like
fuck
the
with those.
Atari and shit.
Yeah,
I
like
still
the
have a GameCube,
arcade.
so.
Like what was it? That Galaxy Android.
Galactica?
Yes, that one maybe.
Galaga?
Yeah,
It's Galaga,
I think so,
right?
yeah.
And then
Pac-Man,
we had Pac-Man,
obviously.
Galaga.
But we started like if we're
Tetris.
talking like we're talking millennial shit. We definitely had like
What?
fuck was it? Nintendo.
We had an
Yeah,
N64,
we had a Nintendo. That
GameCube.
was
Yeah.
my shit.
Yeah, we had a bunch of different
Okay.
gaming
Yeah.
systems.
So what's funny is like when I was like, oh, what games do you play? I didn't grow up with a gaming system, so in my mind I was like,
Oh, you mean
Foursquare
board games?
and like
Like
board games
real
and
games.
like
Oh, we did
after
that
the flag.
too.
Yeah.
And when you were like, we played and I was like, I have no idea.
Oh,
what
I'm so
this
sorry.
is.
I totally forgot about you
Cool,
just
like,
said that.
What the fuck is
Oh,
this
Marco
name?
Polo?
Oh, Marco Polo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like physical in-person games?
Like yeah.
Definitely Foursquare.
Well,
But
we
that's
used
so
to-
funny how your mind went to like electronic games.
Because like normally, like that's what people are always asking. You know?
Socially.
Like
Yeah,
GameCube.
I have no idea.
Did you have a Advanced SP?
Yeah.
It's all
You know,
technology.
like, did you play
Yeah.
Mario
That's
Kart?
Yeah.
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 I love Mario Kart.
But honestly, we
But
didn't
that's
grow
like
up
the
with
last-
like Leapfrog or any of
Leapfrog,
that.
yeah.
You know, like those like mind games for kids to like help them.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like we didn't really have that.
I didn't have.
I
one of
mean,
those.
I remember one of my
Do you guys remember
DSs
Hooked on
came with-
Phonics?
Oh,
What?
I was all about Hooked on Phonics.
Hooked on
I mean,
Phonics?
I never did that.
You didn't do Hooked on Phonics?
Fuck that, no.
Hooked on
I'm like,
Phonics.
you're like,
It's like super against
that's
it.
not how I
I'm not like protesting Hooked on Phonics, but like it just sounds like it would work. Like I don't want it to work. But there was a game, Brain Age, that I used to play. I really liked that
remember
I
one.
don't know what that is.
Yeah, it was like on the DS. It was just like a numbers thing. And when I was a kid, I was
You
like,
were
well,
really good at
Oh,
that
into
game.
that.
yeah.
But you're also
Because
like really naturally talented at a lot of things.
Oh my god, thank you.
No, like this, no, like
That's mad
no, like
cute.
Simon like will always like be really quiet about this, but like first of all, he's like naturally talented at like calculating things like math. And like him and my mom like can just do that and be like, yeah, 84 plus 67 is like 172. Like I'm definitely wrong, do the math, whatever. But
Oh,
like
I was like, that was it.
it was no.
I know. I was like, you just do
No,
this shit.
I know. I was like, you also have that skill.
No, but like he's like really good at like just doing shit like on the spot like that with like math,
That's
and I'm like,
151,
what?
I think.
And then like you're just really good at like picking up like instruments naturally. I don't know. You've just always
Yeah.
been that like kind of a learner that like you just can like
It
do
just
it
all
naturally.
connects.
Well,
Yeah.
because I'm just whenever I pick anything new up, it's always just like I know I'm gonna suck for a long time. Like it's like I feel like a lot of people.
already know you have to
So
work
good
at
at
it.
it.
Yeah, a lot
Okay.
of people are just like
You have to
they
go
give
to
up
the
on
positive
themselves.
mindset,
Yeah.
like, I have to practice.
Were you
Yeah.
like more determined?
Whereas for me, like it's
I
all
feel
about effort. Like I always have to like work extra hard to like understand something.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just how my brain works. But like
Yeah,
get
but
shit
you
done.
usually understand things in a more in-depth way, where I just kind of get like the gist of a lot of stuff.
Scorpio problem.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that Capricorn.
That's mad true.
Yo, that Capricorn shit. I can't like do something without finishing it.
I also
Like, I have
pretend
to
I know a
finish it.
lot
Oh,
of what I
it
do.
Doesn't have to be that
All
day,
about
but like
Okay,
I will
cool.
finish that fucking shit.
Yeah.
All of them.
If we're getting into
Where we'll
astrology-
talk
no, we're not.
about anything and know like 50% of what I'm talking
Oh
about.
yeah, but I mean that's why people love us. You feel me?
What's happening over there?
And
I think
hey.
Some
Nice.
some Capricorn shit.
We had a
We're on our
Scorpio
own
convention.
side,
Sorry.
Capricorn, no, some Scorpio,
Scorpio.
telepathy shit over
It
here.
really
Skidda
is.
bop bop.
But yeah, so in terms of like, yeah, what you would do when you were a kid versus like when you're an adult, I feel like when you're an adult, it's so easy to just like be like, oh, okay, I have nothing to do today. Let me just get high as shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or like just drink.
and just like waste your whole day.
Yep.
Just getting out.
But honestly,
Yeah.
like you have the right to do that. There's nothing
I've
wrong
had
with
days
that.
where I've day drank and like, but like usually I have 2 days off in a row, so that I'll pick one day to be super productive,
Mm-hmm.
and the next one to be like I'm hanging out with homies and like going to the beach or
Right.
like
Yeah.
going to like a bar or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like not to like a point where you're like belligerent and
Oh,
disgusting,
yeah.
you know. Because like I feel like I'm that age where I'm like I don't want to be like that person.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But when you're younger, you're like 21 or you just turned 21
Hey,
or
you
you're in
have, like,
college,
nothing
you're
else
like
to do.
I'm fucking
Oh,
drinking
Lord,
everything
yes.
in this room.
Yep.
Everything in the room.
When it's like the mission to black out, you're just like, yeah, tonight's the night.
Like
I'm
you,
not
you
remembering
like that's
shit.
the goal.
Like,
I remember that being
Yeah.
a goal.
Yeah.
I was like blacking out.
Where now it's,
I'm
like,
"Ugh,
real
I never
rare."
want to be close to that
Mhm.
ever.
And if I'm like feeling one of those nights, I want to be like at someone's apartment or at my apartment, have people over and just like chill.
yeah.
I don't want to be like in public as I'm doing it.
Also, being like an adult, I know none of us have kids right now, but if we ever eventually have kids, like how do you feel like when a parent has a night off and like their kids are with people? Like how do you feel about them like going out and like getting belligerent?
Right.
Not belligerent, but like I feel like go out and have a
Because
good
like
time.
what if you're belligerent and like that's cool like if you want to let loose because like parents are stressed
Yeah.
out.
But
and,
getting
Yeah.
blackout drunk.
but what if
as
your
a
kid
parent?
calls you or the
No.
babysitter calls you and is like your kid just broke his leg
Right.
and
Yeah.
you're fucked up.
Emergency.
Well, okay.
Exactly.
You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
or like you're high as shit.
Exactly.
And like I don't know.
So you always have to think about like how you really don't have a night off.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like the biggest things that I've heard from like my coworkers that they obviously don't go out. I don't know what they do, but like usually they. But whenever they talk about, because some of them have
was
kids,
great.
but they talk about like they go on like cruises or they go on like something that's like a whole day in like another state in like New Hampshire or something,
Okay.
so that they're enough distance that it's like okay they are with my mom, like with the
Oh,
kid's
oh, yeah.
grandmother
Right, like
or
they're
like
with
something
someone
like
they
that.
trust.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like if they're with someone that has at least of like blood or someone that's like a friend of yours for
Yeah.
like years on end,
Yep.
I feel like you feel a lot more safe to go out and get intoxicated.
Facts.
Whereas like if you're literally just the town over and you're getting drunk because it's a Thursday and you have date night and whatever bullshit, then
Yeah.
Yep.
it's probably not as good.
One of her
Yo,
bullshit
I
date
can't-
nights.
No, but I feel like that's a real
South
thing.
Care or
Like, I can't
whatever.
imagine like being at a point where it's like you have to get a babysitter to have a date night.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Honestly,
then,
like, this
like-
sounds mad weird, but like if I had a kid, I would put them to sleep and then have the date over. So if something happened with the kid, I'd be
Yeah.
like, all right. No, actually, I don't know. I don't have a kid. I don't know right
I
now.
mean,
Or like
you
a
never
good-
know.
Yeah.
I just thought
Or
about
have,
that.
like a night in.
But do you ever think of like I don't know? I have friends that like have kids that are our age now, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm just like, fuck, they have to do that. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
That's a commitment for life, yo.
Mhm.
yo,
It is.
literally. But also like shit happens. and
That's
you
why
just
we
have a
get
kid.
fucked up now.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, you can always have. Like, you can always find a way. To, like, I think your priorities just like shift.
Yeah.
But it's not in a bad way. Like
Oh yeah, you just work
I have
around
some-
it. I guess.
you do work around it.
Which is
Yeah.
like sounds awkward saying like work around your kid, but like
No, I think
You should though, you know.
yeah, but it doesn't have to be like
on some
work. I think you
Stephen
just do.
Aisha shit,
Yeah, I don't know.
as Cardi would say.
But I know like
Why are we taking advice from Cardi?
Cardi quotes. Ew.
Yeah. Sorry, Christian. Go ahead.
no, you're good. I've like
You
fully-
lost.
I remember my Spanish teacher in the middle school. Yeah, but she had kids when they were young, and she just like didn't put them in school right away, and still was traveling around and just traveled with her kids.
That's beautiful.
So then her kids knew like all about like by the time they were 5, they've been to like 3 states, and she went down to like South America with them. So they just kept like doing their thing.
Wow.
Did
I
you
feel
know
bad.
I love
that
that.
60% of America has not left the United States?
That's
And
That's
that
some
is the
fucking
reason
shit.
why Americans are not like open-minded to like global awareness of like
Yeah.
problems around the rest of the world
Yeah.
is because 60% of them do not fucking leave. So like people will go to like Disney World and think that that's enough, but it's like, yo,
'Cause
just
they
because
go
you went
to
to
Epcot?
yeah, right. Just because you went to Epcot
That's
doesn't
not
mean
even like
shit.
real world shit. That's
Exactly.
like fucking
That's not even
Mickey Mouse.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But also, like, I've come to realize that I also have to respect if that's not a need or a want that they have.
no, absolutely. Or
so, like,
affordable.
I love to travel and I want to travel.
I was gonna say like price wise, it might be
Yeah.
mad expensive to leave the country, but also like, why would you not like? I'm not trying to hate on people who don't want to leave. Like, cool, like stay in America, like whatever.
yeah.
But why would you not want to explore and see how other people live and see how like what we do affects other people and like
But I think you like think that way because you want to, like, you have that need. Where if like someone genuinely is just fine living
Yeah, I
at
mean,
like
not
where they
everyone's
are
the
and like
same,
who they
so
are and like
yeah.
with a group of friends and just chilling.
But
And
it
it's
just
like,
shows
cool.
you like how travel impacts your level of like open-mindedness.
But exactly,
And
like if
awareness
that's
and
how
like
you.
cultural like acceptance of like
Yeah.
others.
But I
who
think
are
that
different
happens
from
when
you.
you're like kind of going back to like growing up to
Yeah.
when you're adult is. I feel like all of us grew up with our families and our parents being like, hey,
Yeah.
like you travel, like traveling and meeting people and like that was instilled in us.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how we think.
Yeah.
But if you didn't have that,
I'm happy that all our parents were.
Yeah, great.
for sure,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
now we
Travel
like
and, like,
have
figure-
branched out.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
But the thing is like that really changes you as a person. Like being able to travel and like
Oh my God.
see that shit, you know? Because it's like, hello, we're on a whole planet.
Yeah.
A whole planet. And you're not going to see
There's
that.
so many places
You're gonna
look at.
stay
Like,
in,
why
like,
would you not take
Louisiana?
advantage of that?
Yeah.
Plus, I feel like when you travel, then it kind of, I don't know, you get to see the extremities of another country and like their living situations and stuff. Like even when Ozma and I went to Jerusalem, and there was those guys that came in for our tour bus, and they were like the border patrol for going into Palestine, and they have fucking machine guns, like, and they're just like, you know, they're just the normal cops, but
Yeah.
it's like, you know, people really think our cops have like
But it was
heavy
like that in
loaded guns.
Ethiopia too.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if people are so harping on like, oh well, America, like, you know, our
Yeah,
gun,
we
our
have
cops
guns,
have guns that are like super whatever, and it's like you go to another country, you see
similar
something
issues.
so much fucking worse, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
holy shit, I do not feel safe. Is the safety on? And then like he's talking to dad, just being like, oh, why are you with these nigger? Can I say
And
the
then-
N-word?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I guess you're saying it.
I'm
So.
not saying it, but he said it.
It already came out of your mouth.
You said half of it.
But yeah, and then it's just like, oh, cool, the racism's just there, and then it's
But
like,
the thing is, they don't call it racism; they call it colorism,
yeah,
and it's like it's the
Right.
same problem everywhere.
yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Tribalism.
Even Dad was able to get
Oh.
into multiple places in Bethlehem because he was
yeah.
just white, and he, you know, he passed for Arabian.
It's
so,
crazy.
yeah,
'Cause
it was
he's
really
like a
interesting.
light skinned man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got like, yeah, that's super eye opening.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not interesting.
That's why, like, if you want to stay here, traveling is important because it makes you go back to your home where you want to stay and look at things differently, like that. Like gun laws and shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing too is like I used to feel like what we were talking about earlier of like feeling proud of being Bostonian. Like
Yeah.
whenever I would travel, like even if it was like country wise, right? Like
Yeah.
somewhere in the U.S., I would just be like, oh, I can't wait to go back to home to like Boston. But lately, I've been like, I cannot wait to get the fuck out of here, just because
Yeah.
I've been like. Oh wow, Boston is super white, like all of my friends in college who weren't from Boston said. And like as I am in the workplace in Boston places, I'm like, oh shit, like there really are no places for like people of color to actually
Yeah.
just like
It's insane.
right. And when I like went to like DC or Atlanta or like anywhere else that just isn't here, there's like so many opportunities, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And just like it's normal for like black-owned businesses to exist,
Yep.
or like other things, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where it doesn't matter like what neighborhood you're in, where they exist.
Yeah.
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 Also,
It's just
speaking
normal.
about this, like, I am a fucking big lover of hip hop. Like, I love rap hip hop. All my friends know me. Is like, that's all I listen. Not like I'm very strict on it, but like that's my main shit. And you know, a lot of artists, like when I'm waiting for them to tour, they don't have Boston in the thing, and
They
I'm like,
never
I'm
come
upset. But then
here.
I'm like, I fucking get it, cause like it's mad racist here. And then I end up traveling. Like when I first met my favorite artist, Joey Badass, it was in Connecticut. He didn't come to Boston. I'm like, Connecticut's a little weird too, but you know,
But
it's
they-
it's
Yeah.
better than
I
Boston.
I was gonna say they either go
It's
like
better than
north of the
Boston,
city
so I'm
and or
like-
like south.
Yeah.
So I'll
Which is funny
travel
that
to
they
like
pick like
other
New
fucking
Hampshire
places.
over Boston.
But some people just do it for the money, you know, because they know that a lot of it's predominantly white, so they know everyone will buy a ticket and they can make the prices higher because they know people will buy that shit, and that's why they come to Boston. But a lot of my favorite artists don't come here, and I'm like, fuck, I get it though.
Or
Yeah.
even like I
You
remember
know?
I went to go see The Weeknd, and it
Yep.
was like in Worcester, and there were no black people. There was like maybe like 10 of us, and I was like, okay, that's because of like socioeconomic issues and like whatever the history of racism.
Yes.
But also like I was just like, okay, so obviously white people can afford to go see The Weeknd, and he like tailors his music to like people who do a shit ton of drugs. But like,
Yep.
But
you know,
still.
otherwise I'm sitting there like, where the fuck are my Ethiopians at?
Yeah.
You know,
Facts.
because it's like The Weeknd is Ethiopian, like that's like
That's how a
Like
lot
it should
of
be a
like,
following. Yeah.
right.
Like music shit is like concert wise, like
Yeah.
they know they can make them prices higher because like white people can afford it and shit like that, and then it ends
Yeah.
up being a predominantly white crowd, and they're like, I want to perform for fans, but like I know that these aren't all of my fans.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
You know
I've
what I
heard
mean?
that like Chance does a really good job of like trying to be like about the people. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like one of my friends was like trying to see him after a concert or something, and he was like, "Yo, those black girls over there, bring them on the bus." You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's some artists that really make an effort, but it's like
Yeah.
not all artists are going to be that way,
Mhm.
even if they try to act like in their music that they're
Yeah.
woke, because they try to be woke for capitalism.
But then I've also heard of
Yeah.
some artists who have like
Preach.
made sure that they've lowered their ticket prices
Oh,
so that more
word.
people can
Joey
be
does
like
that. His-
accessible for it.
His
That's
general
cool.
admin was
Yeah.
like $20.
Yeah, so it's not just like people who can afford this can come get me. They're like, no, I'm going to this place for a reason, so I want people actually living in this place who didn't like travel miles to get here
Yeah.
to actually see me as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they lower, and it's not even just like, oh, special price for this. They are like, I want general to start at like 15 or 20,
Yep.
and then if you really want to get like front row, then that can be like 200 or 300 or whoever you're going to see, obviously. But
But then you think about it when
It's
artists
interesting.
get like more popular. Like we went and you saw Travis in New York, but I saw him in
Yeah.
Boston.
Yeah.
His tickets were like fucking like over $100.
'Cause he don't care. He don't fucking care.
but still, that
Yeah.
sucks.
But it was amazing.
I'll still go.
That
I'm
show
still
looked
go.
insane.
I'm gonna save my
One of the best
money.
experiences of my
Yeah.
life. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna save my money and go. But like, as they get more bigger, it's like, oh yeah, I have to make my prices more
Yeah.
like expensive. But then it sucks because then not everyone can go.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah.
Tangent.
Simon, is there anything you'd like to add in terms of like just wrapping up this segment of like things you do when you're bored, just to like tie it back so we can move
I
on
mean, we
to the
can do
music
like
segment?
what we do when we're bored now.
Oh, I would love.
Yeah, what do we do
that.
like right now, currently, when we're bored?
You guys, yes.
Well, as about words, as I was saying,
Words are hard.
I really tried.
We could go
You
from
can
like
try.
productive to like non-productive. Like, what do you do that's productive
sure.
when you're bored?
Let's go around the table.
But yeah, so as I was saying, I do play like a bunch of instruments.
Over to
So
someone.
usually when I'm bored, I try to like, I don't know, I try to stray away from like getting high as fuck and just potatoing. But sometimes that's what happens. And then other
Sometimes it's what you need
times,
to do.
huh?
Sometimes it's what you need to do.
Yeah. But other times I'll like play, you know, the guitar or like sing along with like YouTube karaoke stuff. And like, I feel like it's somewhat productive because it's like I would be getting better at an instrument or like, I don't even fucking know. But then other times I'm just like, yeah, I otherwise do nothing. Like, it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like working out outside. Like, you know, I go to the gym when I'm like at work, but I feel like it already has to fit into a schedule. So
Yeah.
when I'm like legitimately bored, then I usually, you know, just try to do something that's like artistically inclined.
Yeah. What instruments
with
do you
that.
play?
That's healthy though.
Yeah.
no,
What'd
that
you
is
say?
good.
What instruments do you play?
Trumpet, piano, guitar. I play a shit ton of like rack instruments because that's what I had to learn
Can
for
you
percussion.
explain that? Rack instruments? 'Cause
Like
not everyone knows them.
things that you would like hang off of a rack. So like like I had to learn how to do like a
more?
ride
You said
cymbal.
cheese and I take drumsticks.
I know.
I mean, just imagine like a bunch of different drums and shit that were just hanging off of a fucking rack, like
Okay,
a
okay.
triangle, chimes,
Okay.
Oh,
like
I fuck with
you know,
that.
like bells. No one knows what crotales are, but
Look it up.
The little ding dings,
Glockenspiel.
the
Little
glockenspiel,
ding dings.
the little ding dings. But yee,
Yeet.
yeah.
I'm into that. I'm into that.
What do you guys do when you're bored as hell?
I'll start with like unproductive shit. I will sleep the fuck in. I am
That's a beautiful
big
thing.
sleeper. I'm a big night owl too. So the night before a day off, I will smoke hookah and like have a glass of tequila and just fucking watch music videos or like watch interviews with artists that I really like Joe Budden podcast, shit like that, because that's like what I want to get into career wise. So I guess that kind of like brings me towards it, but not really like productive like applying the shit. Unproductive, drinking with homies.
Hey,
Um,
that could be
Go to
Which
productive.
it could be
though.
productive as well.
'Cause
yeah, like
With,
seeing
like,
people you haven't seen in a while.
conversation.
I don't know. Exploring new restaurants in the city. I like doing that kind of shit. I'm trying to think what else. Unproductive. Go to the beach in the summer.
that could still be productive.
Kinda-
I
what
define
mean, you know what I
unproductive
mean.
of like if I do a bunch of stuff and then go to the beach. Like if I'm moving, I find that productive.
Yeah.
Unproductive
that's
is like
good.
I don't.
Okay,
put
so
my
shit
feet
when
on
I
the
don't
ground.
move. Yeah, like drink, smoke, sleep.
Honestly, though,
productive
sometimes you
shit.
need to catch up on sleep, though.
You do.
Sometimes you need to
But
rest.
sometimes I'd be sleeping way too much.
Right.
But I'm productive. Exercise, cleaning my apartment is definitely something I like to do, especially with fucking cats. It gets hairy.
I love
Points
these
at
cats,
Chino.
man. They've been scaring the shit out of me.
They
this
like
whole
to do this
episode.
shit, guys. They still scare me today.
He was just right
Points
behind
right
me, and he looked mad cute, and I
Like literally
freaked a little
perfect
bit.
timing.
In
It's
the
always
best way.
hairy as shit in this apartment, so I like to get rid of that, especially for the allergic homies.
Hashtag me.
Apply to schools.
For grad school?
Yeah, I mean, I want to see if I get in here first before I move. If I don't get in, I'm getting the fuck out. If I don't get like a good amount of money from the school, I'm getting the fuck out too. I'm not taking out a big ass loan.
What are you trying to do for school?
Music, like music management, artist management,
Ooh.
possibly music production. I don't have any experience, so I need to like. It's really hard to find connections in Boston because like a lot of the music is in like Cali or New York
The
or
West Side.
Atlanta.
But I think even though you don't have that much experience, like you have a knack for it, and you have the
Like
mind
it's my
for
passion.
it.
Like that's
Yeah.
what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yes,
Like,
Yeah.
girl. Speak it into existence.
and I
We'll
know
hear
people
you.
who know connection. I don't know, whatever. I'm not gonna get that. Productive
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
It's on this list. It says no online shopping. I definitely online shop too much. I need to bring that shit down.
You know what that was for specifically, though? It was for, like, when you're unemployed.
Oh my god.
Oh, and
no.
you're spending money you don't have.
And exactly.
Got
If
it.
you're
You're
making
dipping into
money
your
and you can
savings.
afford that shit, I just got a fucking couch. Like that was some good shit. That was online.
It's a beautiful couch.
It's comfy,
Treat
too.
the fuck out yourself.
She comfy.
Yeah, like looking into places to move in Cali.
Hey.
Researching.
Yeah, just like research on my computer. I feel like does wonders.
Wonders.
Figuring out what I can do
I
out
love
there.
that.
You know, things like that.
Yeah. Cool.
That's mine.
Love it.
Cool. I try to be super productive most of the time. I think Sarah's probably like, you're crazy. So
This is the way you said it was funny.
yeah, I don't know. So
We'd
like
be sitting down and watching Netflix shit for like hours.
I know, but that's like,
Like that show we
Mad.
fuck with.
oh my god,
Wait, what show?
she's
The
gotta
show-
have it.
What is
I
it?
haven't watched it yet, but my friend was actually working on it.
Have you watched any of it? Oh my,
It's
I don't know.
fucking-
I heard there's like kind of mixed reviews about it. What is
I-
Okay,
I know
remember
it's
how you were
mostly
saying
good.
that it was like you heard that it was corny or some shit?
Yes.
It's like, just ignore all this shit.
All right.
Yes.
Like your
Fuck
heart is
everybody,
gonna
I'ma
like
just watch
fall
it.
out
What
of your
is
ass.
the
You should- yeah.
name?
Simon, have you watched it?
What is the name?
She's gonna have it.
She's gotta no.
It's about
like
like a real life. It's a fictional. Am I,
I think it's
fucking
like
up?
based off of some
Yeah.
Spike Lee shit, yeah?
well, okay, so
Spike
the
Lee actually
movie-
does the actual show.
Oh.
he,
Yeah,
he
he
produces
does a
the
show,
too.
and it's
Yeah.
based like it's named after a movie that came out in the '90s.
Yep.
Yes.
About a woman in a polyamorous relationship with 3 guys.
Ooh.
But
Oh,
That-
it gets
not-
it's a freaky ass
It's
show.
risky.
Like, be prepared.
I like
but it's not
Which
like
is the best
but
kind
it's
of
not
show.
like super scandalous. Like you follow and you're like, I can fuck with all these characters. Like I love you. I don't know. You
But
just
also,
like love
why
the
do you
story
have
she's
to
also
say
an
that, like,
artist.
It's not scandalous because it's polyamorous. You know what I mean?
because everyone said ooh.
Ooh.
But it's
So
because
like you, I was like, you just fed into that. So I'm like, it's not like, it's still like a norm.
I mean,
But
I
that's
don't-
why it came out. It's like because you look at it and you're like, oh, it's I'm not watching something that's like.
you're like real hot girl shit.
Well, I
I'm in
mean,
my bag, but I'm in his too.
I feel
I'm
like
in all 3-day bags.
I feel like we're just not used to having shows that actually portray like the polyamorous community. You know, just people
Yeah.
that
It's facts.
aren't stuck to
Yeah.
one person only.
Yeah.
So that
It also makes you want to fucking
But I
try
think
it.
that's
I'm
like-
not even gonna lie.
Yeah, and I think that's like why
What's the
it
question about
started is because you're like, oh, so people got like interested in the show, but the show is so much more.
It's
than
not just
that.
about the
Yeah.
polyamorous shit. She's also an artist in Brooklyn,
Yeah, she's like a
Yeah.
street artist.
Yeah.
and she's trying to get like her. You know how when you're an artist, you kind of struggle for a while because you need to like
yes,
get your
Yes.
name in the
yes,
door.
yes.
Current.
Yeah.
Hello.
People will, like
All of us.
constantly not
Literally
like
all of us.
yeah, literally. People will
Literally
constantly
all of us.
not
Yep.
like your shit, and you have to like find the
Yeah.
people who appreciate it. And she
Yeah.
has like a friend who's like really sketchy, and like she works with at one point, and she ends up like fucking her over, and like it's just a good fucking show.
Yeah, so it just brings on to like her life. We love it. It's
love it.
great.
We've
I'm gonna
cried.
start. I'm gonna
We
get into it
watched
then.
the whole second season maybe in like one sitting.
Yeah, like that's the
And
kind
then
of
I was
shit
like,
that's like
Sarah, I gotta go
unproductive.
home. I was like,
It
I
was
don't
like-
live here. I
it's
was like,
true.
I gotta go.
That's the kind of unproductive shit that like we're
It
talking
was like 1:30 a.m. and I was like, I have to go to bed. Like, what is happening?
And
I
me
was
and him
like,
are
no.
also grandma and grandpa, so
We are.
it was really
So we're like-
weird that we were
Yeah.
up till 2 a.m.
It really is.
I've
I
become
just
a
imagine like the
grandparent,
face
like-
app old.
We
face
will be
versions
old
of you guys.
together.
Oh
We'll
my
be like,
God, we would.
Christian,
It would be so true.
do you remember how we did when you're bored as hell?
You guys will still be doing it when you're bored as hell.
Oh my God.
When you're like
Christian,
100
Always
more.
love it.
Because of like artificial intelligence will let you like still
When
do
you're-
that.
Oh my god, it's Black
Gray
Mirror
ass
shit.
hair.
I love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, productive. I like to cook. I have a shit ton of plants in my apartment. Like a
Nice.
shit ton.
Oh, yeah,
Plants,
they're-
like
they're
botanical
amazing.
gardens.
Like I have more than 20 plants in my
Oh, oxygen, baby.
apartment. They're a blessing. So I take care of
Do you do it
those.
in
I forgot to
Winter
add
too?
cooking.
I go
fucking
run. What?
Do you like take care of them in the winter too?
Yeah. I have some plants that are going on like 2 to 3 years.
That's amazing. Simon has a fucking plant.
Cactus, San
Sandy.
Pedro cactus.
Oh,
She's beautiful.
I have a cactus. This is my favorite cactus. In
a
the
little
world right
cactus
there.
window. I love it.
Plants can't survive in my house.
Yeah,
but Simon, talk about
Sandy.
Sandy, please.
Yeah. So like, and then I like go to the gym, go for runs. I like going for runs. If I had to clear my head, I'll go for. It doesn't even have to be that long, but just like get my body moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It gets me out of like a funk.
Yeah.
Unproductive. I guess like I have a couple shows that I watch. If I don't really want to do anything, or if I'm like really bored, I'll just ride my bike around the city.
Okay. That's cool though.
Which is like I guess productive, but it gets me. I'm a big like I need to be moving.
Yeah.
If I stay still, I get like anxious and I
That's
don't
kinda
know what to
good, though.
do.
Makes you move.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like a
That's a
blessing and
good way
curse
to
because
deal
I
with
like always
anxiety,
gotta
too, though.
get.
That's a really like healthy way to go about it.
is.
Yeah.
So yeah. So if I like have nothing to do and have nothing planned, I'll just get on my bike and just like go in a direction.
Nice.
Which
Me
has
and
been
you
super
have
fun.
days where we just like go to a brewery and just like.
Yeah, and then we'll have days where we just like chill. We mostly have. I see Sarah probably like more every day.
We see each other every day. We act like we don't. We see each other every fucking day.
I know. Every
Which
time
is
we're
great.
at like we're like hi, and it's like
Hey.
we spent the last 24 hours together.
And it'll just be like, you know when you like see someone you saw like the past week, like the entire day, and you'll see them the next day and it's all like new again?
Yes.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
you're not sick of that person. It's
I
always
love
like that.
that.
with Christian.
Yeah.
Aw,
It
that's
is.
so cute.
Yeah, I literally was here this morning.
We moved an entire mattress down the stairs.
We
had a
moved her
fucking
bed.
Productive ass day. My old
Yeah,
ass
that's cute.
mattress was out of here.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Which
Well,
I
that's what
think
I do.
someone took, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy for
I'm
them.
happy to.
For me, in terms of, well, I don't know. I'm such a complicated bitch. So, like, basically, like,
Ooh, I'm
No, you really
I'm one of those people who are, like, super fucking organized. So, like, I have this, like, app that I use called Todoist that helps me organize everything that I do. Simon, do you know about this or no?
No, I'm just like having an eye roll in my entire
I know, 'cause
body.
I'm- yeah, 'cause-
Todoist.
It's called Todoist. Download it. It's fucking amazing. So like, I'm just gonna tell y'all. So I went to like this training, I don't know, back in March or whatever, paid by my
Todoist
company.
Todoist
No,
training.
it's called
The
Getting
app
Things
training.
Done
Oh.
because I get shit done, bitch. So,
Yeah.
anyways, there's this app that I
Hot girl
downloaded
shit.
because of it. Really hot girl
Yeah.
shit sucks. I'm in that bag and I'm in his too.
Girl,
But yeah, so it allows me to like use my phone, but also like be on a computer and like put things that like I need to get done,
Okay.
and like have like projects that I know that I'm doing, like, and just like throw the task in there so that it's not in my head and it's just like on a piece of something, so that I can refer back to it later and I can assign a date to it. I can like whatever. So whenever is the time for me to think about that thing, it'll pop up in my phone and I'll be like, word, I have to do that today. So
Okay.
literally like every fucking day I look at that fucking thing and I'm just like, okay, word, this is my morning routine, this is what I have to do today, and this is what I'm gonna get done later. It's just like something to help with efficiency. And then when I just decide, okay, I'm fucking exhausted and my brain can't do anything today, you know, I'll do like obviously similar things that y'all mentioned, just like being a vegetable on a couch in my living room and binging like Stranger Things, and then you know what I mean, or like,
I gotta get back into it.
yo, do it.
I know. Continue. Sorry.
Do it.
Let's get that.
So I'm gonna have a whole another
Just so
episode about
shook.
like that.
So much, guys.
But I do try to incorporate, like, because I know that, like, when I'm commuting, I'm like, okay, how can I be productive? I'm like, all right, let me read, like, as many pages of, like, this book that I'm trying to get done. Because I always, like, this is an unhealthy habit, but, like, I'll see a book that I really want to read, and I'll purchase it, but then I'll never fucking read it.
Yup.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Just sitting
then,
on your
Do that.
desk.
yep. And I'll just look at it,
Okay.
and I'm like, I'm going to read it.
But
It never happens.
so I've started carrying my book on the train, and
I
whenever I'm
carry
on
it
a
with me,
train,
yeah.
I put my phone away and I read because I'm always like, I'm gonna read at home.
That's
Except
what I do
last
too.
night I read at home, but like first time in a long time. So I always read on the train. have that as like my book time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I am on page like 500
That's
of the
what
book
I'm
I'm
saying.
reading.
I'm like halfway
So-
through a book because of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. So I won't let myself buy any more books until I finish all of the books that I have right now. So
I like
I'm
that.
really forcing myself to like read all the books that I have bought in the past year
Yeah.
before I buy all the other books. But I still have the list of the other books that I want to buy. But I will never buy like an electronic book because I always need to have like the tangible version.
Same.
I can't have like a Kindle.
It's
or some
weird.
Shit.
I just can't do it.
No,
man.
I can't either.
It
I
makes me
read
feel
with
like I'm reading
I
the
read with a
nails.
pen, so I
Yeah.
like have like underlining. I like marking shit
Ooh,
down.
yes,
Mhm.
love that.
Annotating.
Yep.
So yeah, so like I have this whole like productivity thing, but I also, because I'm a busy ass bitch, I make sure that I have time to be unproductive too. Just because like everybody deserves time to just have downtime. Because I went to this this like self-care thing at Simmons that was about how to like take care of yourself basically after you graduate and
Self-care.
yes, and it was by a social worker. And yes, she was like a black PhD. I was like, yes, sis, go speak.
Black SW.
And she was saying pretty much as you upload, you need to be able to download,
Yes.
Yeah.
like an even amount.
Yes.
So if you're doing a shit ton of things, you need to be able to have enough time to download all of the things. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? To be able to like express and live and be with people and whatever. So even like in my calendar, because I put a lot of things in my calendar, I've stopped putting things that I need to like get done in my calendar. I've just put like org time or like I'm hanging out with this person for this amount of time, and I like color it. So I'm like, okay, red means family, orange means dance, purple means passion projects. You know what I mean?
Okay, into that.
So that's kind of like what my life looks like. And then whenever I have like a whole day of just like empty space, I'm like, bet I'm not doing fucking anything today. You know what I mean?
I fuck with that.
Do you have a
that's-
certain day out of the week that like you have nothing going on?
So, okay, typically like Tuesdays, like every other Tuesday or like once a month on Tuesdays are like my do chores at home kind of days. And then, or especially like when rent is due, I'm like, fuck, okay, this is when I need to be a person.
Yeah.
Wednesdays are podcast days. Mondays or Fridays are like dance days. You know what I mean? Like I know like by now because I finally made a system for myself.
Same.
Because I'm a very systems oriented person.
Yep.
But that's the thing is like you have to know that about yourself in order
Yeah.
to like get yourself to like that level.
Mhm.
But
Same.
I'm also like one of those people like who always needs to be organized. You know, or else I'm just gonna be like awry and crazy in my anxiety and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like our parents, or at least mom, has really instilled that into us, like
Yeah.
having like the organization and like the system.
Oh my God! Since birth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my.
I feel like
That's
my
incredible.
mom's the same way. Like she writes everything down. She's like, "What am I doing today?"
Yep.
I have like to do tasks like on my phone. I just like run through on certain days.
Todoist.
You know, to do it.
Download it for real. It's like fucking life changing.
Is it
wanna
connected
get
with
on
like Gmail or anything?
It
or-
can be.
Yeah, because I was thinking that's really smart if you can connect it with another calendar and
Yeah.
then
Oh, truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really helpful.
Yeah, I like that.
I fuck with the list thing though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
And
that's
then-
like a, yeah.
So I was listening. Okay. I was listening to a podcast this past week, and the guest on it, they were talking about efficiency, and she was saying like every night she would write down everything that like wasn't sufficient. So like if she was driving somewhere and like her lips were chapped and she didn't have chapstick, at night she was like, put chapstick in your bag or put chapstick in your room or something. And like
wow.
if she was doing like if she was in an Uber and it took longer to get there, and she was like figure out a faster route, or if she was in a business meeting and she forgot like a pen, she was like put a pen in your bag.
Okay.
So every night she would like,
it's the little things that
It's
add
the
up,
little
man.
things.
Because those
Exactly.
things drive you crazy.
and then she's like, and then she got to a point where she was like the most efficient possible, and not annoyingly like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like superhuman, but it was like my lips are chapped, I have chapstick now.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
it doesn't annoy you as much. So the whole ride, you're not just like,
Yeah,
thinking
you're not
about
like,
your
God,
life.
my lips are so dry.
yeah.
You'd
But it
rather
was, like,
have
the
it
little
not
things
need
like
it than
that.
need it and not have it.
Yeah.
No, I vibe because even when I was
Into
teaching
that.
like percussion ensemble, then all the kids would always randomly come up to me and be like, "Simon, I'm bleeding. Do you have a Band-Aid? Simon, I have a headache.
Oh
Do
my
you
God.
have like Tylenol or whatever?"
You should have redirected them to me because I always have that shit.
Yeah, but
also
from
like
there
we're not
I
legally
started
allowed
just
to give them that.
whatever. So
Beside the point.
anyway,
I'm not talking about that.
I sent them release forms, whatever. But like, I just started being like, okay, cool. I probably should have this for myself anyways. So like, I just started keeping like my bag as like the dad bag, so that it just has
you
fucking
became
that's
everything.
cute.
Dad.
Yeah.
adorable.
You're
The dad
adopting my
bag.
culture.
I mean,
The
yeah.
dad
Like, but ye.
No, but
That's
it's like a
amazing.
great point. It's like the things that you find throughout the day that is sometimes annoying or
Major facts.
sometimes
It makes you learn a lesson.
yeah.
You're like,
And
I
it could
made
only
this
be
shit.
30 seconds of like, what do I do in this situation? But like you said, it adds up. So I thought it was a cool.
It
little point.
really, really adds up.
Yeah.
Cool. Does anyone have anything else to add?
I'm digging this collab.
Yeah.
Same,
is wild.
guys. Oh,
I feel
so
like
good.
I
We
just
gotta do
got
this again.
like reminded of a couple other things that I do that are like kind of productive. Because you talked about your
Bring it up,
cats, and I don't want to act like I don't give a shit about my turtles. Like,
Oh, I wish we had one with us.
No.
Hold on. Do you not know about Simon's turtles?
No, please.
oh my god, they're
Okay,
so
Simon,
fucking
give
annoying.
What are their
everybody the
names? How
turtle
many do
Yeah,
you
what are their
have?
names?
So there's Relic and
Turtle.
Monty,
Stop.
and I think I've already told this story on another episode, but I don't give a fuck.
I
So
need to hear
Remind
it in
them.
person.
so
Oh, no.
when I was
All you
younger,
listeners can just like
Ninja Turtles.
Well,
enjoy
fuck
it.
Yes, turtle
recap.
time.
When I was younger, I had a turtle named Killer, and
Nice.
I did a lot of shit wrong with Killer. I just didn't know how to handle turtles when I was 8, and my dad didn't give a shit and like put Killer in like a 1-gallon tank. And so then Killer would always just like scratch at the tank, so we let Killer
Wait,
go.
how big was it?
Tiny
let him
little,
go?
little red ears slider, like like a normal size.
But I feel
turtle.
like a 1 gallon. Wait, how big is a 1 gallon?
1 gallon.
I'm thinking of like
or-
a 3 gallon.
Or maybe a 4
1
gallon. I don't
gallon's
even know,
small.
but it's
1
like a
gallon's
small
tiny.
tank.
Yeah,
Like it was.
okay.
This turtle was pissed.
It wasn't big enough.
Yeah, because they told me like, they were like the full-grown turtle should get like 20 to 40 gallons if it's by
Yeah, yeah.
itself. Like, and I was like, okay, cool. Like that was not what fucking Killer had. But
Yeah.
we released Killer into the wild, and then Killer
Oh.
took over the whole fucking wild turtle population. Like they were all yellow when we left him there, and then
Yeah.
a year later they were all fucking red.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
yeah, it was
Oh, no.
fucking crazy. Killer really fucked all them
Killer
bitches.
was-
He was a killer.
Killer.
Yes, yes. And so then I got another turtle this year because I was lonely and I need a pet and I can't get a fucking dog yet one day. But
You've been saying this like
since
forever.
I could
Because
speak,
you first were like, when I graduate high school, I'll have a dog.
yeah, Mom promised me that I'd get a dog. We're not getting into that.
You know
Yeah. I was really
mother.
pissed
Come
senior
on.
year, but so I got these turtles now, and Relic is, like I said, the opposite of Killer. He was so fucking boring. Like he used to literally just do nothing. He used to like they're supposed to hunt the fish that I put in the tank with them, and he used to just chill with them and like look at them go by and be like, "Oh, you're a fish."
So
And I'm
he
like,
never ate?
he didn't eat for like weeks, and I was like,
That's-
I don't know how you're fucking doing this, Relic. And then I got another turtle, and now they're both fucking crazy. Like this other turtle, in every sense, has taken Relic out of his shell. Like it's just like totally like he'll fuck with Relic, push Relic off the thing, like off the sunbathing dock, and then Relic comes on, and pushes fucking Monty, and is like, no, fuck you. And then whenever I come in, Monty's always like fucking wailing his like arms out and just being like, hi bitch, look at me, feed me something. And then Relic comes over and is like, oh, is he getting fit? I'm fucking coming. And I'm like, bitches. So
You got him out of his comfort zone.
yeah, but now but it's good. I'd rather have them actually like active and like fun to watch.
Absolutely.
So so when I'm not like taking care of all the
He
bullshit
needed a
that they do in
homie.
their tank. Yeah. But they're so fun to watch. Like it's just cuz they're
How old are they?
I've only had them for like 3 to 4 months. So
Oh, so they're like babies.
yeah. Well, they're not babies, but like they're like probably like younger side. Yeah, but they're apparently going to live to be like 40 or 50.
Well,
Holy
So I
shit.
did
Get
not.
ready.
Yeah, I got married to these turtles.
I was like, they are with you.
Oh, that's cute though.
They're going through their like
Yeah.
teenage
Love
years.
turtles.
Yeah, apparently they're gonna hit puberty, and I've like magical Google has told me that they might start hating each other when they hit puberty, and they might start
No.
viciously
That's probably why they
fighting.
push each other so much right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they hit
Yeah, you're
it.
gonna have to get some separate tanks.
Yeah. Although I
Can't
also
dissociate it.
feel like Relic was in the tank first, so Monty might not feel like she's at home in Relic's tank.
Okay.
Yeah, which might be another part of
Is
why
it a
they're
guy
fighting.
and a girl?
Yes.
I think so.
Are you gonna have turtle babies?
I don't know because Monty
Well, I
kept
mean,
well she hasn't laid
eggs.
any eggs recently but
Okay.
she used to lay these eggs and then fucking eat them. Like I've watched her eat like
Well, that's
3
praying mantis
eggs.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
So it's like they push
I
the
didn't
eggs
know
out
they did
because they
that.
have too much calcium and then they eat the eggs to get calcium back because it took so much fucking calcium to make the
And then
egg.
there's no more eggs left. They don't keep any.
There's just
But they
one
have
big
calcium.
fucking egg that's like the size of their head.
And they eat it?
Well, Monty does. Relic hasn't laid any eggs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but this happened like the first few
So
weeks
she
she
eats
was
her
with-
own eggs.
Yes.
The guy
Yeah.
never eats the egg.
No.
No.
Relic usually like is over there and like sees her like popping out an egg, and then she starts eating it, and then he's like, "Oh fuck no!" And then he like goes into the other corner of the tank, and then if there's any fish, then they'll come over and be
He's
like, "Oh
she's
shit,
on her period.
smells
She's doing her own thing.
yeah, like it smells like the cycle." But oh my
She
god,
has alone time.
yeah.
Okay. Basically, we just want to let y'all know you can read a book when you're commuting. You could exercise. You could learn how to cook. You could do some writing if you want to journal instead of like posting all your shit on social media, because that's probably healthier. You could find a therapist actually.
Facts.
Oh, therapy is life.
Don't express your
Full life.
emotions
Don't
if
shame
they're
that shit,
negative
baby.
on social media.
Yeah. Also, like, find a good, not productive, but like good, effective way to clear your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes vegging out is great, but sometimes vegging
That's
out
not
is like
social
detrimental.
media.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's been times where like I have nothing to do, and then I look at the clock and it's like 2 in the afternoon, and I'm like, why am I now starting my day at 2 in the afternoon?
When you
I'm
think
like,
of like, oh wow, I spent 5 hours watching this show.
Yep.
You're like, that's
Yeah.
5
And you're like,
whole
yeah.
hours.
There could have been so many other things that you could
yeah,
have done.
and not like
you know?
even being productive, but even just like cleaning or like making yourself food or just like
Yeah.
doing things that
Make
you
a meal
need to
you've
get
never
done.
made before.
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah.
of like self-destructive behavior.
Yeah.
Or even just like taking a minute and throwing your clothes in the washer. Like
Yes.
it doesn't take
Right.
that long. If you
It
you
really
know,
doesn't.
if
Okay.
you just commit
Fact.
yourself the folding
you
later,
have-
Yes.
like
Yeah.
that's
Amen.
my problem. Like it sits in the
Amen.
dryer for like
Mm-hmm.
a night, and then the next day I'm like, I'm gonna fold today.
Okay.
Like
Or
it's just like,
have you
Folding
ever
and putting
had?
all your clothes away
Have you
is
ever tried to like
fantastic.
make plans with someone and they're like, "Oh, I gotta do laundry," and you're like, "Okay, so," and then to them it takes like
Takes like 6 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah.
my friend usually his excuse is he's in the shower. And I'm like, how many fucking showers do you take? Because it's 7 p.m.
I gotta just get
but-
really
Okay.
clean.
I know people like that.
So
I know people like that.
You
They're
know
like,
when you have plans with someone, they're like, I'm in the shower, like I'm on my way. They're actually in the shower, like,
Yeah.
and they're not
Me.
even on their way.
us.
Yeah. Me and Chris
Or
will
like,
make plans
I'm
at
almost
12.
at the
We'll meet
door.
up at
They're, like,
2:30.
literally
Oh,
so-
sorry,
Yeah.
I was late. I was.
But like during the time
in
we
the
do
shower.
shit, I was in the shower.
But yeah, so like
Yeah,
also
during the time
like
we do
other
shit.
than just like not binging TV shows, like unless it's just like a raining day and you have no other choice and you're having a
Yep.
movie night, whatever.
Mhm.
You know, do things that are free with your friends.
Yes.
Or by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Explore a different part of your
I'm all
neighborhood,
about
you know?
doing things by yourself and
Yeah.
like being your own best friend, but like being your own like productive partner, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
You
if
have
you're-
to know how to be
yeah.
by yourself and like do shit by yourself.
Seriously.
You come in
Yeah.
this
You
world by
can't be
yourself,
relying
you
on
die
other
by
people.
yourself.
Getting real dark
Yeah.
on us.
Go
that
there.
took the
I don't know why, but like dad does that shit all the time.
The greatest offense.
I was like, all right.
Well then, when you're bored as hell,
You know,
When you're
I
bored
just
of
be
that?
brooding and shit. So like
I'm dead.
No, but I fully like because there's been times where like no one can do anything, and you're like, well, I don't want to waste this day, so like pack a backpack or
You don't have
whatever,
to do
and like
nothing
go
because
out
no
and
one's
do-
around.
Yeah.
You can like do shit on your own.
but you
and
can also
be
you can
super
enjoy your own
productive.
company.
Yeah.
Because honestly, sometimes your own company is better than other people.
Oh
I
my
mean, you
God.
never know what
One
you're
time,
gonna
yeah, what?
like what you're gonna stumble upon when you adventure.
You
Like you
know,
know, because
yeah.
even I found
know who
myself
you're
just
gonna
like,
meet either.
okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to Whole Foods and pick up like one fucking thing because it's gonna make me walk for half an hour, and then it's like I
Okay.
run into someone and it's like, oh fuck, how
Exactly.
you
Okay.
doing? Or
So many times on our break, like on break from work, I'll go to Whole Foods or like Foodies or just a store and just walk around. Not even purchase anything, just walk around and be like, all right.
Yeah.
And you're like,
didn't
that
know you
was
did that on your
around-
break.
Oh yeah, I walked to Whole Foods.
You just
I'm
hang
like, I
out
was
with
around
foodies.
people. I like make a list of what I'm gonna do when I actually go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm
on my
not even
break,
that
I
good.
make time for nature.
Staples
I
and
like lay in
cheese.
the park.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
have to though.
Oh,
but
yeah.
honestly, do you
But
ever
then I,
think
like,
of
sweat
like
too much.
how much time you spend like not exposed to like Earth?
Oh my
Like,
god,
in-
especially
Yeah.
in the
In a
city, you
box.
really don't. You have to go out of your way to
White
find a
walls.
green spot.
Yeah.
You know,
Drive me
Real.
insane.
And the thing is, like,
Just
that's
say
what
white walls.
actually
White
drives
walls
me
just
crazy.
drive me insane. Like when I
Like,
see
remember
nothing.
when we talked about like in episode 5, hello, about like total isolation and just being like not exposed to anything and just like being alone, like especially just like not being exposed to like greenery.
Yo, I read this. I'm sorry.
That's why you have like botanical shit in your house, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, it does something to the
Be
mind.
surrounded
by
Like,
fucking
actually
nature.
scientifically,
Yes.
like
I read
yeah,
an article
okay,
about
do
it. There was
into
like
it.
a whole thing about how like there were 2 apartment properties, and they had one that it was like scientifically trying to prove that like greenery affects like social behavior and like all that shit.
Yep.
And it showed how people with like no fucking plants in their apartments, like anywhere in the hallway, in the lobby, in their actual apartment, they were fucking up each other's ass. They were screaming and yelling at each other. They fucking hated each other. Like, it was so many more problems to the landlord. And then the other apartment, total exact same, like, building, but it just had plants in it. And it was just so much more peaceful. And it was literally just the
Crazy what
existence of,
oxygen
like...
can do for you.
It's just, yeah, just having more nature, like, there, because you're a
Yeah.
natural being. Like, that's
Yeah.
what you need to
It's true.
actually stay healthy.
We all just need a
Yeah.
little oxygen.
It just like makes you happy.
breathing each
Yeah.
other's air. Gross.
Yeah, it just like makes me mad happy when like I see that a plant is doing well, and like such a cutie, and like that I see that like I don't know, one of my plants like got a new leaf on it, no joke. And I was like, oh my god, and I like went over to my roommate and they're like, cool,
like,
and I was like, no, but like it does. Blah, blah,
These
blah.
plants are like Christian's children.
They really are. They're,
Yeah.
like,
It's amazing.
I don't blame you. No, whenever I see like Sandy's getting a little bigger, I like take a picture and I just like scroll through like all the little inches she goes. I'm like,
Yo,
Sandy.
she's huge now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll show you
That makes me
after the
happy.
episode.
That makes me mad happy.
This could be the episode picture, Sandy. No, I'm just
do
kidding.
it.
Maybe.
Oh my
We'll
God.
see.
It has to be.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, so yeah,
No,
so that's
but I
pretty
love
much
that.
our advice for like when you're bored as hell.
Yeah.
Bored as hell.
Bored as
Or
hell.
Bored as
Labor
hell?
Day.
When you're bored as hell.
Hello.
But okay, so like that's why I mean this is going back to like the way beginning, but like that's why Sarah and I started the podcast When You're Bored as Hell because
Oh, yeah, we never said why.
I know we just said like
True.
what the name is, but because one for people to listen to it like when they are bored, and then also it's for us just to like we want to feel like you're just hanging out with like 2 friends,
I love that.
and that you don't feel that you feel like less bored.
And that you talk
in the
about,
most like
you talk
uncorny
about
way.
things that are going on in your life, but like things that are going on
Yeah.
in life and how we feel about it.
And we just like make a drink and then talk about current events, but just like and chill.
Some Scorpio ass shit.
And it's so nice, man. Yeah, but it's super nice, and we love it.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so
So how?
into this music segment.
Yeah. So
Oh,
how
yeah.
we end every episode is we pick out either like a song or a band or an artist or an album or whatever that we have really enjoyed,
Go for it.
and we share with.
It also doesn't have to be a new one. It could be something that you're
No,
vibing
it's
out
been,
from
like,
like the
all
fucking
of them.
90s.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Okay.
Just something
Yeah.
you're into.
Okay.
And just to like make your.
You know, I shouted out Ari Lennox on one of them
you shout out
episodes.
Ari Lennox in like 3 episodes.
You know, me and Sarah finna be at that Lights Out concert.
Ooh, okay, I'm gonna fucking pass
That
out.
looked wonderful, by the way.
What concert?
In September, we're going to California, Concord, California.
When I saw that post,
Yeah. And her, Her, is curating. I saw her at Afropunk. She's
Janae Aiko's gonna be there,
Yeah,
and I'm
Summer
definitely gonna have a
Walker's
heart
gonna be there,
attack.
Ari
So have the
Lennox.
ambulance
You're gonna
ready.
pass
You
out
told me
Yeah.
about this. I forgot.
Yeah.
fully.
Eee.
That's a blessing.
What's his name? The dude that you like? What's his name?
Which one I know is
Something Day.
Oh, Lucky Day.
Lucky Day, yo, he is dope.
Like, that's such a cute name.
Ari Lennox. So we're seeing her for the second time
Love
in the,
it.
within
I mean,
months.
we're just gonna slide in her DMs and be like, yo, sis, we here.
Okay, the first time we met her, all of us were lit. So me, Azeb, and Kellen were lit, and we were like in this meet and greet line, and we're like, "Yo," I wasn't even nervous anymore because I was just like drunk.
I literally was like, I am so fucking honored to meet you.
We turned the corner
Which
to
is
meet her
so
because she's
cute.
like behind a
So
backdrop.
wonderful.
Amazing.
She was already smiling, like, "Hi,"
we were the last ones to
like that
meet
was her
her.
voice. Hi, you guys are so cute.
Because
We
we
all
all
gave her a hug.
Eye mask things on our foreheads.
I don't think anyone else was
No
wearing
one
ours.
else
We all put
except
them right
us.
here. We were like, "We're ready to meet her."
Oh my god!
We were probably. I feel like we were the best
Everyone else
friends.
was trying to like add her on Instagram. We were like, what the fuck?
I hugged her and I was like this close to her face and I was like, "You're a queen." She was like, "You're a queen," and I'm like, "I'm gonna fucking die."
I just got blessed.
Like right now,
I
I'm
am
gonna die.
blessed.
And then, but yeah, we all literally walked away and I was like, we all looked at each other like, "Why didn't we give us
I know,
our
we
numbers
should've
so
given
she
her
could hit us up
I
next
wish I
time
had
she's
my
here?"
card that day, but we were just so fucking.
If we
lit.
had her number, we could hit her up in Cali and be like, "Yo, we're here, bitch.
I know.
Let's go
You can
fucking
find a way.
Honestly,
party."
before
find
we
a way.
go, we'll just like slide in her DM.
Yeah, we will. And Janae's, it's fine.
Yes, both.
Fuck Big Sean. Just kidding.
So who wants to start their music recommendation?
Simon, do you have any like music feels? What have you been listening to? What's like your normal go-to thing?
So my music playlists are all a fucking mess. Like, there's like musicals, there's like rap. It's just kind of all, you know, whoever I'm with and like whatever vibes they're putting out, I usually kind of pick it up from them.
I would say like when you're at work, what's your like top 5 that you like automatically go to?
I usually go to, well, when I'm at work, I try to keep the mood upbeat, so I have my upbeat playlist, but half the time it's on the pissed the fuck off playlist because that's just, I get a lot
Wait,
more
what's
done.
on that playlist? Can you share it with me?
So there's like Lizzo.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a
yes.
lot of Lizzo.
Lizzo's
Oh, that's great.
There's a little bit of, there's this new song I got exposed to called Bestie by Cardi, and it's just like, it's just, I don't know, like, my coworker thought that her daughter was going to be dancing to this song because that's what, like, the dance company said, like, oh, this duet with whatever, like, kids.
Yeah.
Bestie. And then she looks up this song and it's like, that's my best friend, that's my motherfucking best friend. Like, it's like nigga this, all that stuff. And I'm just like, yeah. And then she's just like, my 9-year-old cannot fucking dance to this. So this has been like my jam. Because I'm just imagining like these two girls just be like, yeah, like, in front of all these people.
Yo.
Oh shit.
I didn't even know that was
incredible.
a song. She just came out with that shit?
I don't know if she just came out with it, but I just got
Might be some
exposed.
old stuff.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's so fucking great. And then I've been listening to a lot of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend music just because it's so funny, but it's also just so fucking relatable.
Yeah.
Like, there's a song called You Stupid Bitch, and it's just,
I heard that one
can't, it's
yesterday.
just, you ruin everything, you stupid, stupid bitch. Anyway,
I love that.
It's just, I vibe so fucking hard.
That needs
so,
to be on my playlist.
Yes.
Like, for real.
Those are at least the top 3.
I love
All
that.
right, into that.
Is that what you listen
That's a
to?
B9.
What am I listening to?
Yeah.
All right, so I like put the notes in here because I was like, yo, I listen to so much shit every day.
Facts,
But
me too.
for the recents, because I just want to be relevant. Obviously, African Giant by Burna Boy on repeat. I literally,
Burna
when I was
Boy,
cooking, when I was cooking yesterday, on repeat at least like 6 times. Just because like I was like, okay, I want to hear this album. Like other than like, you know when you hear an album, and I feel like as we get older, we actually listen to albums.
You have to listen to it top to
rather
bottom.
than like, let me play this song that I really like.
Oh, I
Like
know.
Singles and shit.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I actually listen to whole albums and like respect the artist.
Yeah.
And I have like Spotify Premium. Like I actually care. So Burna Boy's album is fucking poppin'. Especially because he always releases an album like maybe every other summer. So I'm like, well, we gotta actually appreciate this. Over the weekend, I was with my friend Kamitra, and she's Jamaican. And then like when we were driving to the beach, she like played this song that was like this reggae song. Called Herbs Promotion, and like I had to look it up because I couldn't remember what it was called, but in the car I was like jamming to it. Like, you know when you hear those songs you haven't heard in like years, and you're
I
just
know
like,
all the
how
words
do I
to
know
it.
all the words? And then
Yeah.
you're just
Still,
like, wait,
yeah.
what's the name of the song? So it took me forever to find the song, but then I found the song. So I went down this deep, dark reggae dance hole because
Fuck
Simon
yeah.
and I grew up on like reggae music because our dad used to be Rasta.
Reggae's dope though.
Yeah, explains a lot of like why we are the way we are. So I was like, word, oh my god, Taurus Riley. So like I was like listening to a lot of him the other day, and then Chance dropped his album.
Oh, I haven't
And-
listened,
Yeah.
but yo, I heard it
haven't
was
heard it?
crazy. No, not
So I
yet.
have a lot of feelings about it, and I was talking to my friend Faith about it because she's like a heavy Chance fan, and it's called The Big Day. And
Yep.
I'm 100% sure because I've listened to it a few times. I kind of need to listen to it a few more times. Because I like to really analyze albums that I really like.
Okay.
But I'm sure it was about like marriage, and I think the whole theme of the album is the big day is the wedding, right?
makes sense,
So I
yep.
think that like
Oh.
they're at a wedding, and there's like some interludes here and there that are just like people talking about like, I mean, there's like black elders talking about like blessing the wedding, whatever, and just like your marriage, etc. And then there's just like a little girl talking about like weddings and shit, and like there's just like a lot of things, and it's really preachy, like typical
That's a Chance shit.
yeah,
he's like, happy
he's
rap,
really
you know?
he's really preachy.
Yeah.
But in this album
Oh, I like that
specifically, he's
happy
really
rap.
preachy. And yeah, while I was listening to it, I was just like, okay, like he's kind of saying that we are saying monogamy is like a no-no, and I'm sitting here like, okay, that's a very privileged perspective because like
He's saying that we
every-
think that?
Yeah, because like
Oh,
he's
okay.
saying that we're shaming marriage and getting married, and I was sitting here like, first of all, the only people shaming that is like the minority.
But is he
if
saying
anything.
he's for it? Like, then what is
Absolutely.
his perspective on
Well,
it?
yeah, he definitely is
Okay.
for
No,
it.
he's
But the
for
thing
it.
is, I'm
He's
sitting
already
here
got
like, my
married.
nigga, you.
He is married?
Yes, he is married. But yeah, but what I'm sitting here saying like, okay, obviously you feel some type of way about polyamorous folks because you probably wished you were in a polyamorous relationship because you definitely cheated on your baby mama.
Is he
And-
married to her
Did
right
he?
now?
And he's married to her. Yes.
Okay.
He cheated on her?
Absolutely. Have you not heard like
No.
acid rap? But yeah, you gotta listen like deeply.
Drama.
But yeah, so it's
Tell me
just like
later. Tell me later.
there's a lot
I
of
know
layers to
nothing
this
about.
stuff, but there's also layers with it in the like black community in terms of just like, you know, praising marriage and always like, I don't know, every time I go home my mom's like, yo, where's your boyfriend? How come I don't have like, how come you're not getting married?
Oh,
How
yeah,
come
yeah.
like you don't have a kid by now? You know what I mean? Not just my mom, but everybody's fucking mom when you're this age.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
even
It's expected.
like at our
I
grad,
wanna be a
Right?
grandmom.
yeah, even at our graduation parties,
saying-
people were
yeah,
saying
exactly.
like, the next party's gonna be your wedding, and I'm like, fucking
Exactly.
yeah.
So,
They put the
you know,
pressure on.
it's cool because it brings this topic up of like, okay, what is marriage? Why do we prioritize monogamy, etc.
This is a
But
good
it's also
topic.
like the way he goes about it is very like, nobody wants to be in a relationship anymore. And I'm sitting here like, well, there's fucking reasons for that. It's because we actually care about ourselves and like want to be in a
People are
relationship
fucking
that
shitty
makes
and will
sense.
fuck you over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than like, I don't know, like
Not like we're completely against it, but there's times where we want to be
So
just
did
with
he,
ourselves.
So did
Exploring,
he
like,
make
what it
the
means to be
album,
single.
like
Yeah.
once he was married, he wrote
Yes.
about marriage?
yes.
He already
Because
got
obviously
married
it's an
before he
artist
dropped the album.
perspective. Yeah.
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 I didn't
Okay.
even know it was all about that shit.
I mean, I've
Me
just
neither.
been like overanalyzing shit, but like I'm 100% sure that's
perspective to go into it with, because now I'm gonna listen to it and like watch out for that
you
little
should.
shit.
You really
Yeah.
should. I need to listen to it like one more time just to like really confirm that shit, and I can't wait till he releases visuals so I can like watch
I mean-
and like put pictures to words. You know.
Is it as obvious as like Beyonce made it that like Jay-Z cheated in Lemonade, or is it?
Well, I
more
mean
nuanced?
that
Or,
album.
like,
I mean,
subliminal.
even
I think she
for
made it
yeah.
obvious on purpose.
No, I think
For
his is
sure.
way more obvious because Lemonade is not that obvious.
The
It's only
Poems?
obvious if
I was
you're.
like, Lemonade is for
I was
sure.
gonna say
Oh.
like
I don't
they
know, man. A
literally
lot of
say
people thought
like
Lemonade
you
was
was
like
cheated
that.
on,
You're
you
like,
nigga.
oh,
like
I know everything that happened in
Basically.
this relationship.
yeah,
But I mean,
know,
Lemonade is so
'cause-
much more than that too.
yeah.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Oh,
The
it's
thing
an
is, it's
incredible
like-
album.
Although that
Do you know
was
he
a
helped-
very big.
He
one.
helped her produce that shit.
Of course he did because
It was
that's
just
called
hilarious.
lesbian.
He produced an album
He
for
better. That's
Beyonce
called
where she just
recognizing
roasted
your
him,
shame, man.
Yep.
which is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Married.
Stay with her?
He better fucking stay with her. His dumbass. No, I love Jay-Z. I didn't say that shit.
She's
Um,
Beyonce, guys.
But yeah.
Um,
But yeah, so that's what. I
damn,
have
that's
to
good
say.
to know.
Yeah.
I like that.
A point about Chance the Rapper. When I knew him since he like started coming up like 10 Day and like acid rap and shit like
Okay.
before he was married. And I didn't even know if he was with his wife that he's with now
Baby mama.
at the time. But he never really like preached all this shit, which is fine.
Yeah.
But
think
I
it's
found
just-
myself, and I think it's because I'm trash, listening to that music more than his new music because like I just like hearing like I'm all about positivity and shit like,
Yeah.
but I like hearing like the smoke this shit, like that's just my kind of thing I like to listen to. And I'll still listen
like
to it now,
easy
but
to
it's like
bop to things
Yeah,
that
like-
aren't like coming at you for your lifestyle.
yeah,
You know?
that's when it comes to rap. But like if it comes to singing and R&B, I want to be emotional. But when it's rap, I want to hear about like fucking doing drugs, and that's just how I am. But like listening to his new shit, I'm like, okay, like you're preaching this good shit, but like I don't really know
Even
if it's my kind of
coloring
But I
thing
think that's
anymore.
also like an evolution of a artist.
But like he just changed, and I'm happy for him. But like, don't be hating on people who don't want to do what you want to do.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like, not everyone's about marriage. Like, some people aren't as happy as you. Some people got fucked over by the person they loved.
Yep.
And I'm not trying to hate on Chance, but like,
I mean,
No.
trust is quite a thing to give to someone
Yeah.
forever. So
and also if you cheat on her, what the fuck are you preaching about? Never mind. Before I get into roasting, I'm just kidding. Chance, we love you. We fuck with you. I'm just people have
Yeah, you're-
everyone has
One day.
the right to their own opinion.
I
So
got you.
you wanna go next?
Yeah, I'm going tonight. Mine's real fast. I came across this artist. Do you know the artist Jess Glynn?
no.
No?
It sounds familiar. What's their style?
Are they poppy?
Kind of, but not like full pop. That's my interpretation. Poppy, but not full pop.
Not pop.
A little more indie kind of thing.
But I don't know. Like
I'm gonna look them up.
Well, she's great, and
You have to say
I
it fast.
I don't have any like songs I like. I don't know, everything that's popped up on like when I listen to Pandora or whatever. Like I listen to music when I ride my bike, and everything's super just like summery and fun, but like with substance. And it has all of her songs have like a good beat. Where I'm like, oh shit, I wonder who this is, and it's like the same girl for like the past week. So I was like, all right, I guess I have to like write this one down. But it's been super nice, and like I listened to her when I was at the gym today, and I was into I'm just into her. So like both her albums I listened to. One of them is I Cry When I Laugh, and the other one is Always In Between. And she just seems really cool. I don't know much about her because I just found out about her
We
this
will
week.
listen to it.
But yeah, her name's Jess Lynn. And we'll put like the links in the
It
description.
does
of
sound
all-
familiar, though. I probably have heard.
Yeah, because a couple of the songs that came out, I was like, oh, I didn't know this was like this person. I've heard this before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's super cool. I'm into all her music at the moment,
Cute.
and that's what I got
Dope.
for you.
Awesome.
Cool.
Love it.
For you, finish this off.
Sarah, did you do yours?
I have a few. I'll be quick with it. Revenge of the Dreamers 3. That shit's crazy. Dreamville, J. Cole. So it's like Ari Lennox, Boz, Earth Gang,
Everybody.
JID, who's my fucking soulmate. He's so cute.
Gee.
Yeah, so that whole album's fucking crazy. It just dropped like probably a few weeks ago. There's one song that really sticks out to me and something that kind of relates to this podcast a lot. It's called Self Love by Dreamville, Ari Lennox. That's my bitch, Boz. It's a great song. Her vocals are crazy. Her E's are crazy. Her E. Well, we talked about self-love like a little bit ago, so I was like, let me. But it's also like my favorite song on the album. Also, listen to Costa Rica. That's a fucking dope ass, like, just great rap, like, pump you up at the gym kind of shit.
Yeah.
Second one, real quick. I don't know if anyone listens to Nas, OG rapper, legend. He dropped the Lost Tapes too. It's just a bunch of tracks that he never really released. I know that every artist has those, but it's nice to hear things that we just need Nas in our life after that fucking kind of shitty Kanye produced Nas album that wasn't really up to par. We fuck with Nas, but like Kanye. So yeah, we needed that, so go listen to it. The whole thing is dope. Number 3, Masego. Dope ass like producer / artist / singer. This song has been my jam for mad long. This album came out last year, 2018. It's called Lady Lady. But my favorite song on the album is called Tadel. It's probably the most popular song on the album, but his vocals are crazy. The fucking trumpet is insane. He plays all of his own instruments.
Oh, see, I like that.
There's actually one of his songs, not on this album, but another album of his called Loose Thoughts from 2016.
I love that song.
Dope ass album. There's a song in there that's
Or
just
the one
like,
that's like, I can play everything.
that's the
Yeah,
one. It's
I
called
love
I Do
that
Everything.
song. I love that
So
song.
there's one song on it
So
called I Do
talented,
Everything,
man.
and it's the whole thing is like beats, and then he comes in and he's like, I did the singing, I did the producing, I did the trumpet, I did all of
He
it.
does
Ask
the
me, I did
whole
all of it.
fucking song.
And it's because like
that's
from a
cool.
while ago, this girl like he was into liked dudes that played all this shit. So we got into all of it, and then he actually ended up being really passionate about it, and was like, "Fuck it, I can do everything."
Yeah.
And fuck with me now, bitch. Who doesn't like me anymore?
Yeah.
So
Into that.
yeah, go listen. Masego will make you feel some kind of way. Not just like the singing, but like his producing and his like like his instruments are fucking
Talented as
insane.
fuck.
Yeah. So that's yeah.
And he always like has
That-
these Instagram
that-
videos that are like, let me waste your time. And
Go
it's,
on
like,
his Instagram
not
page.
waste your time at
Stop.
all. It's so fucking funny because he just goes on these tangents and he's just like, well, and it's just like about random ass
He's
shit.
like, this
But
girl I
it's,
liked a while ago, she had the
hilarious.
yams, and I'm like, yo.
And the yams were like, whoa.
She used to stand up in front of the class and fix her leggings, and I was like, them yams.
Oh.
But he's so like modest.
He's like,
it's
the
so cool.
biggest nug I've ever seen.
he's great.
Like, and he just
And
put
I
out
just
a
live for
Tiny
the
Desk
nostrils.
concert.
All
Go
the
fucking
nugs.
listen to that shit. NPR.
What up?
Yep. NPR, what up?
Into that.
Also, did you see, like, this is random, but hers NPR desk, Tiny Desk?
No, I have not. I know that Lizzo did one recently.
Oh my god. Fucking hers
into
is
that.
incredible.
I mean, she's a whole goddess.
yeah, she
Oh
is.
my god.
She's a queen.
But yeah, so
right, yo.
we're gonna close out.
Coco?
Thank you for listening. Do y'all have any kind of like announcements or a sign out thing that y'all do?
No, we're
Well,
chilling. We kind of like went on another hiatus because we're
Sarah's-
still getting used to technology,
Yeah.
and sometimes it doesn't work. And then we have other shit to
Yeah.
do. But, we
But
won't miss out.
also, yeah. So just follow us when you're bored as hell on all the platforms.
Yes.
YOURE. If you're just looking it up, with that apostrophe, because we all know we all don't know how to spell sometimes.
Spotify,
And
Apple
then
Podcasts,
find us on Instagram. Follow us when you're bored as hell. Also, if you want to email us, all that shit. But yeah, and we are getting back to putting out episodes each week.
Word.
So yeah.
Simon, would you like to lead us out in the closeout?
I think you should do the sign off this time because I'm pretty sure I've done it a bunch.
All right, will you hype me up?
Huh?
Will you hype me up?
Yes.
Let's get it.
And
So-
in this corner,
Quiet, please.
I thought we were
All
gonna
right,
go to
all
that.
right.
That's
Let's
usually
go,
the hype.
Let's go.
I said Mariam Freitas is gonna give us the sign off.
All right, anyway, as always, we are grateful for our listeners. If you are new to us, please follow us on Instagram at The Freitae Effect, on Twitter at
Follow.
Pod. Like us on Facebook. God, I cannot speak. If you, if you like what you heard today, please subscribe on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Follow us on SoundCloud. Leave a comment, repost, etc. Always feel free to share with a friend. Other places you can find us: Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. If it's the Vino, baby. If you have
what to do,
questions
baby?
and you would like to them to be answered, email us at thefreighteseffect.com. If you really, all caps really, like what you heard today, please find us on Patreon and become a patron. Make a donation to your heart's desire. Anything helps because this shit ain't free. So, thank you for listening and have a great week. We love you.
Love y'all.
Bye.
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 Adios. Bye.